And we're live. There we go. So,
Never.
Jesus Christ.
What did you
Good
think of
God, goddamn.
of
Yeah,
the hit of the hit movie Alien Covenant, the sequel to the widely anticipated sequel to the amazing movie
hold,
Prometheus,
hold on. Yeah, River, you watched.
The sequel
You,
to the prequel of the.
which
oh
is the
God.
prequel to one of the greatest horror movies of all time,
see,
Alien.
see, the thing is, like, she watched both films separate from us.
hmm
So I'm curious what she kind of thought of like both movies.
She loved them.
So, what did you think of Prometheus?
um Apart from the few moments where characters did something abundantly stupid.
Oh, those few moments.
That's a
Only a
a
I
few
couple
guess.
times, yeah,
moments.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can really narrow
I
them
like the
down.
way I like the way they
Well,
walk by.
okay, to me there were like two or three moments where I looked at the screen and I was like, "Oh, come on."
Okay, can I
That
ask?
was
Okay,
Can
most
I?
of the
Can,
movie
examples.
for us.
yeah, I was about to say, can I ask for an example?
Well, one of them was when the scientist was looking forward and about to touch the thing. He's like, "Oh, look, it's armless. Look at
The
it."
Oh,
snake
Like,
creature.
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy who
That
was just fucking determined to get killed.
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. The word like a really bad part had to be the fact that they just got lost in the first place. Guy who made map didn't have access to map.
Well, yeah, those guys that just wanted to break off on their own and all that. Yeah, that was
Like
dumb.
I really wouldn't say they were like lost, but like yeah, they just were away. It would, but see, like and even that's like kind of an issue because it's like okay, well, where the fuck were they when like the distress signal was going out? Because like I said, lost is a bit like I feel like that's just a bit like over like over gross simplification.
Oversimplified.
But like at the same time, wait, what the fuck were they doing though? like they weren't lost, but they were being dumb,
They were kind of,
literally somewhere else.
yeah, because they were kind of trapped because of the storm. They
But
couldn't go
but they had a
out.
Yeah,
head
but
start.
the problem is like everybody else was warned about the storm. Okay, what about these guys? Oh, they just had their radios turned off while they were off screen apparently because
Yeah, because they had a head start. Because according to the geologist, he likes rocks. He
Right.
loves rocks.
love rocks.
I fucking
Not so
love
great in
rocks.
the dead body arena, but
Dead body arena. That's the fucking album right there.
On
Dead body
honest,
arena.
honestly, the guy who's just so determined to fucking die is one of the most infuriating moments in that entire film. It's just like, oh, that thing is actively telling you to piss off, and you just want to touch it.
And the thing as
So
well is, he's the one who's the most determined to die in the entire fucking movie, but the one who gets the best death on screen is the other one right behind him who didn't even want to be there. The big
you know,
fucking face melty glass helmet thing. That shit was
Yeah,
brutal.
Fifield. Yeah, he was just like, I don't want to fucking be here. Acid. Yeah.
yeah. I will admit the one like thing of praise I'll give the movie is yeah, some of the fucking body horror and the fucked up things were pretty fucked up and horrible.
Yeah, the pod
Like,
scene was fucking awesome.
well, wait,
What
the pod scene. What are you talking about?
in Prometheus when they're the surgery scene? It was in
Okay,
the
it was the
surgery.
surgery scene. I thought you were talking about the James Franco kill scene. That
No,
scene's
okay.
hilarious.
Hold on. That scene was just funny because when we were watching it, I just went, "Hi, James Franco," as he's lit on fire. Bye, James Franco.
So long, I hardly
And we
knew
actually
you.
had to reassure you that no, that truly is it. That's his
Yeah,
entire part in the
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, like he shows off that the fucking goddamn the safety pods they're in just have a backup function of purge it in flame. Like what? Why would you build it that way? Like what the fuck? And
So
I
what?
guess like I maybe can buy like oh they don't want to get back in the thing. It's like yeah, because their fucking things are like literally pressure cookers. I'd rather not get in that either.
Turn on the copyrightism. Yeah, you're kind of right. It's like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to get in that thing if it's like first sign of trouble is to just spontaneously fucking combust.
Spontaneously catch fire. And it's like, what? And it's like, I know
You
that's
get
not
in
like.
and you've got a bit of a cold, and it's like foreign contaminant detected. And you're like, wait, no. Like, well, you got James Franco.
Holy fire!
It's a cryopod, but it doubles as a decontamination pod. You know, they gotta purge everything in fire.
Purge
Mhm.
it and flame.
It's a cryopod and a pyropod, and the guy they're selling it is like, why? Why would you make both of those the same device?
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
The-
Don't
yeah,
worry,
the-
it'll make sense.
The guy who designed the thing, and then the guy they're selling it to make like the Covenant, the transport ship. He's learning this function, and he's just going, why?
And
I
it's
just
like,
picture it's that car salesman meme, and he just slaps the pod. And he's like, "You can pit so much fucking fire in this."
No, I
Like,
love the idea. It's like as he slapped it, it lit on fire.
So many dead James Francos in here. And you're like,
Oh,
okay.
you will be able to
And-
fill a lot of them once they're all fucking reduced to ash. And then you look on the side, and instead of Weyland Yutani, it says Acme Industries from Looney Tunes. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, damn it! Fire's
you really should get a new
remorse.
supplier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
It's
I
just
forgot
that kid
about like.
from South Park. He's like brought it to the ground. It's like, wait, what? Why are we buying shit from this guy?
Did
Told
you
you not to touch
Hun?
this
Did
guy,
you
man.
realize that was James Franco before? Hold on, before they showed the iPad moment.
I
where
did
he's-
not. I did not get that.
I knew that because before this movie had come out, there was a scene that was basically the fucking cafeteria scene from Aliens, but it wasn't in the fucking movie.
Yeah,
Where it's
that is generally baffling. Like, there's a lot of like deleted scenes that it's just like, why did you do this? Like there's
yeah,
like,
the famous example being Luke reacting to Han's death. Like, why did
well,
you
not
leave
even
that
that.
out?
Like, I'd say the more famous one is the fucking Sauron's death and fucking or Sauron's death in Lord of the
death
Rings.
in Return of the King. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
fair enough. That is equally atrocious.
And then there was one I saw recently, and it's kind of hilarious too. In Pirates of the Caribbean, what's the third one called again? At World's End.
World's End.
So at World's End, there's a deleted scene of Elizabeth's father trying to stab Davy Jones's heart, and Davy Jones comes in and explains that it's not just killing, it's not just stabbing the heart that's going to kill him. You also have to replace him as the captain, and that the crew isn't loyal to him if they're loyal to the ship. But the scene is mostly unfinished because everybody else is in costume except for Davy Jones, and Davy Jones is like, you know, Bill Nye in a fucking gray jumpsuit.
The effects didn't get finished.
Yeah, they did not. So it's kind of weird seeing just Bill Nye just in pajamas. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a really interesting scene because it sets up how Swan dies, and it also sets up like what the heart's gonna be. It's just one of those things where it's like, why the fuck did you delete this? Like, this is really fucking important. And
I mean,
think they
everything
wanted to-
that's conveyed in that scene we do get later on in other places. It just might have been nicer if it was set up earlier.
Yeah, and also
like it's set up because like I said, it's just the death happens off screen. Like, there's really no thing. But with this scene, it makes more sense because he's kind of like actively trying to fuck everything up.
Well,
Because
and
he's
then I
literally
would
trying to stab
say-
fucking Hart, but Norrington's like stopping him. And in this Covenant scene, like, we get introduced to a character who's supposedly beloved, but we just have to trust the word of fucking every other character instead of experiencing ourselves.
Right. And then we
Which is
get to
lame.
see Walter's like life-saving skills. Somebody's just no need to do the Heimlich, just give him the karate chop to the back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I made a joke. It's like, oh, my spine.
Ah!
I forgot who's fucking choking to death, but somebody's choking to death. And yeah, he just walks up and karate chops through. Literally, Wyatt's 100% right. He karate chops her back, and she stops choking.
Yeah, and then he goes, went down the wrong pipe, and it's just like, what? How does? But her windpipe would still be obstructed. That's just because he karate chop her does not mean that it safely exited her windpipe.
No, karate judo, Walter chop, and that would have set up the fact that Walter has kung fu. Which would have come in
Oh,
handy
yeah.
during his fight.
Yeah, that's called foreshadowing, guys. That's good stuff. We like seeing that in our movies.
We know he's got kung fu. How do we know? Because he karate chopped the choking away.
He looked
mean,
at
yeah.
he looked at the operator and he goes, "I know kung fu."
Show
Or
me.
no, he looked at. Sorry, it wasn't the operator. He looked at Morpheus. My bad, I fucked it up. I don't even know my own movie.
This
you
is a
ruin
sparring
everything.
program.
Spoiler.
Literal,
Spoiler, Matrix 1 is awesome.
literal memes when this is a sparring program and is similar functions to the reality of the Matrix. This is a sparring program. I always thought. What did you guys think of that scene with David, like kind of as he was born, kind of like fucking with the piano and then being told he has no soul?
I mean, it's kind of just setting up the whole religious thing that these movies kind of have going on. The whole themes stuff. And it comes back again later when you've got David who talks about how he wants to destroy his creator the same way that humans want to destroy the Prometheans and, you know, the lady who wanted to bring their back goo home.
So
Because you had questions.
speaking of that, I mean, when the fuck did that become part of the Alien franchise? Like, I don't remember that shit in like
I think
any.
it
The
literally
synthetic
is
stuff?
the opening to Prometheus. As soon as they introduced the engineers of the aliens as our creators, that's where this whole bullshit starts.
Yeah, because like there was no engineer inside of the space jockey when we see it in Alien. It was just the mystery of the space jockey. Like, what was this like gigantic ass alien being who had a hole in his chest? But then Prometheus tried to answer that question by saying, "Oh, it's some dickhead gray alien who created humanity." That's kind of why I hate the like Prometheus and Covenant as just prequels in general, because I don't know, the whole idea of like David creating the fucking alien really bothers me, because it's like, oh, this is the lamest answer of all time. Of like where did the xenomorph come from? Like, what is it? Like, what was its
Well,
origins? And it's
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's fine. There's nothing inherently bad about that.
Like, yeah,
Uh,
they were created by like a massive psychopath with genocidal tendencies. It's like,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't see
fine.
I don't see that being like horrible. If anything, it just kind of proves what they are, just genocidal
well,
monsters.
I guess it leans further into the inconsistency of the black goo, because the black goo is also what helped create the eggs. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm still
it's
unsure
this
what the fuck the black goo even is.
It's
Like,
this-
what the fuck?
It's the massive domino effect of all the bullshit is, I guess,
Well,
what I'm
but
more
they
irritated
kind
with.
of tried to explain it in the fact that like when they landed on the Tism planet or whatever, the black goo reacted and became those parasites. The parasites then kind of started to form, what do they call them, protomorphs?
Yeah, the medicines are
ones?
called protomorphs.
The white ones?
Yeah, the little white one with that one fucking scene where it runs away like a cat. That's so fucking weird. But like, yeah, so like it kind of shows that like David was there experimenting and kind of, so part of it was a natural progression with the biology of that planet, and then part of it was David specifically fucking with it. But I mean, I feel like that's as justifiable an origin as anything else, because up till this point the IP hasn't really addressed the topic at all. They're just sort of discovered and found, but we never really even get to where they came from. It's just not part of the equation.
I guess. I guess I just didn't want the question just answered at all. I would have rather left it the mystery.
Well, yeah, but I think the distinction is that you say that it destroys the world building, and I would argue that it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't specifically break anything. Like, it's a shitty answer, but it's not harmful, or it's not
fair enough. It's just underwhelming and kind of just lame.
That's fine, but like it's like what Ninja said. It's not like It's not like world breaking kind of deal.
Oh, and past the copyright systems, I have it just on screen. They're trying to get just James Franco. They're trying to use that weird like Jaws of life to get him out, and then just as the pod is just filling with gas, what is going on?
Well, I guess you could argue that maybe the pod, it's an oxygen leak, and so the pod is filling up with oxygen, which obviously is highly flammable. But I mean,
Clearly not meant to do that.
It's
Like, we were
literally
joking.
yeah.
That's not actually one of its functions.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
this is
don't
dumb.
think that's a selling point. You know,
How concentrated does oxygen need to be where it just spontaneously combusts? Because as far as I know, it has to be in liquid
Yeah,
form
'cause what-
in
yeah,
order
'cause
for
No,
that
no,
to
no.
happen.
If you have just a very high density oxygen environment, I think if it gets up to about like 60, 70% ish, if you strike a match, that thing will just like it's fucking deodorant.
Fair enough. It's because
Like the oxygen, it helps fire. Fire really
Right.
likes oxygen.
well, yeah. I was
Yeah.
more just thinking about that, considering
Told me about it.
considering our atmosphere isn't 100% oxygen. There's nitrogen.
It's
and all that other
21%.
stuff. Yeah. So that's why when we light a match, the match is only that small.
well, right. So that's why I'm saying, like, if it's a pure oxygen leak and it's just dumping oxygen into a confined space, then yeah,
Then-
he
One
you know.
little spark or one piece of metal, the pressure of it grinding it up
Run.
against another piece of metal. could have
Run
been
Aaron
enough. Like,
Twitch and
malfunctions like that
Kablooey.
happen. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Kablooey. And bye-bye James Franco.
Who
That was bad oxygen, man. You wouldn't
Who,
be discussing it, would you?
who wanted to build a log cabin on their terraformed planet, so they got a bunch of wood and nails, including this one nail that was just in a box that she shall now wear for the most of the movie, because then she has to set up for payoff. when she
Except
hits-
here's the thing about that, though. They were looking for planets that were habitable, right?
Right.
Which means that it's planets that can sustain plant life. And they obviously brought, like, plant life from Earth so that they knew they would be able to grow things that would be edible while also exploring whatever plants and shit that the planet had. So, whichever way you slice it, they didn't really need to bring wood with them.
They
They
didn't.
grow it.
It was just taking up
You
cargo
still-
space.
No,
Well,
I
was
think
gonna say,
the
you still want timber properly fucking like worked and shit like that to build a
yeah,
house.
and I think the implication was that wood had already basically been processed specifically for building the cabin. So instead of just having trees and having to like cut them down and then shape the wood and all that, it's like it takes a lot of the work out of it. It would give them a place to stay while they're exploring planet whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of process that goes into like putting the wood, quote unquote, putting the wood together to make like shit for building materials. It's not as simple as just chopping down a
Uh,
tree
but-
and then
well,
cutting it
I-
up
But
slightly.
yes, but
I
all of that
guess-
you can do when you get there. And bear in mind, this is a spacecraft. And
Yeah,
every
but-
single fucking ounce that goes onto that spacecraft has to be accounted for and justified. And if you want like an easy, quick shelter to build when you get there, while you're exploring, while you're setting yourself up, before you're able to process wood into timber, you want that thing to be light, compact, and not taking up a lot of space.
Yeah, and the log cabin
yeah,
is taking up a
yeah,
lot of
here's-
space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the
Have to-
thing. In a futuristic setting, like a log cabin, it's fucking stupid. But like, I get the sentiment. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's fucking stupid. Like there's no doubt in my mind they would have a lot easier and better shelter without having the need for all that timber. Like I said, I get the idea of them bringing it, but I also would fucking push against the fact that this is a dumb waste of like fucking time and shit. I guess if you want that log cabin aesthetic,
I think it's more of like he's the captain. They're basically, for all intents and purposes, this is a one-way trip for them.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, hey, if I'm going, this is something I've always wanted. I'm gonna have this when I get there.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly a luxury item. He doesn't actually need it. He
Yeah,
is-
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's clear for sentimental shit when they get to the planet. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
he's going with his wife, and he's gonna build her a cabin by the lake, and that's gonna be their the start of their future together on this new planet.
Also,
So I get what they were going for.
so we're finally with replacement captain, and this guy is just a fucking idiot through and through. He's like, I don't believe in
he's
luck. We
absolutely the worst.
We gotta like figure out a bunch of bullshit, and like everybody is telling him, it's just random. This happened completely a fucking random. And also, like,
kind of bugs me about it though is that did anybody else get the vibe that the movie was deliberately trying to emasculate and humiliate him at every single opportunity for no reason? It doesn't pay off. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't
it's
do
absolutely for a reason. He's the religion man. Remember, religion is bad, so we have to look like a fucking idiot.
And it also pays off in the sense that he's like, yeah, let's go to this new planet. And I can't control people, so fuck it. Let's just go here instead.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't.
not very leadery, like basically everybody's scared to get back in the pods, and everybody kind of indicates they would rather go to this planet than get back in the pods, and so he just goes along with it, even though it's a really stupid idea and a really big risk. He even kind of convinces himself to the point where I feel like when he says that line where he's like, "This is good judgment," it's part of that is almost like he's trying to convince himself as much as he's trying to convince her.
He's looking in a mirror when he's saying that.
Yeah, like because he's desperate. Like he feels like everything is slipping through his fingers. He can't control the crew. They don't respect him. He's at a loss. He doesn't know what to do. So he's like, well, this is a good plan. This will, restore everybody's confidence in me if I do this.
He's literally the fucking dog in the house on fire, man. Well, this is fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just realized, in terms of fucking with further continuity of the series, they actively talk to Mother, and Mother like has like the voice and a lot more control than she did on the Nostromo. It just further kind of fucks with the kind of technological continuity of the series. Because
that was already out the fucking window, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of already gone.
Controls, no.
But hang on, because you're assuming that Mother is a singular entity. For all we know, Mother is just like a program that can be used as a ship's AI.
Yeah, just like an Alexa or whatever. It's just happening.
Yeah, it could be more than there could be more than one Mother. Like it's not necessarily the same character.
Well, no, I was assuming it's a different. But like the software is the same. It's just a different form of it.
But like with what Wyatt's saying though, it's like like it is kind of weird that it's like talking has a lot more like presence on the ship than it did in technically the future.
I boil a lot of that down to when the movies were made. Like technically, from a consistency standpoint, yes, all of the technology that we see in these movies should not be better than what we saw in Alien 1, but I think because they were making these movies for more modern audiences, they didn't want to.
Yeah, they had to change it.
They had to change it, and so they did.
Yeah.
And like as technology progresses and shit like that, I mean it makes sense. Yeah, so that's why I'm like not pushing like as back on it because like I kind of get it, but it is technically inconsistency.
Yeah, it's the big technicality of like, yes, I'm sure if Ridley Scott could have special editioned fucking Alien and somehow Aliens, despite the fact he didn't make that,
he would have AT-AT walkers in the background and dewbacks. Yeah,
he would have fucking.
I've seen South Park.
Yeah, he would have fucking put holograms all over the fucking Nostromo, and we jokingly talked about the consistency of when James Franco went out the airlock. We compared it to Kane. It's like, hey, you didn't go spinning like he just got yeeted out of a cannon.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for that. Like, out of like the low expectations I had for this shitty movie, I was kind of hoping for like the dumb fucking whee gag.
I'm surprised that
it would have been a nice touch.
Like, I don't know about you guys. I feel like everybody would have wanted to somehow preserve his body and would have wanted to bury him like on the new planet.
Depends how soon we're gonna get there.
Yeah, remember 7 years is a long fucking time.
Well,
we're
the
not
thing
gonna
is,
stick him in the freezer for 7 years just so we can put him in dirt.
Fair enough.
Plus, it's like one of those things he like dies at sea, so like it's a weird like like send off or whatever. It's like this is where he died, this is where he stayed, and like and he was a ship captain, so I'd assume that he kind of at least somewhat dug what he did.
Yeah.
Except for burning alive, he probably didn't like that.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
not
Yeah,
exactly like
he was
a
probably
One
not
out
a
of
big
10. Would
fan
not
of that.
recommend.
Best career move.
I mean, it did for the most part keep him out of the shitty movie. Most people don't even remember he's in it. So
Yeah.
That makes me laugh every
he was
time.
in it. I was like, wait, why is he in this movie? I didn't realize he was in here.
No, that's why I laughed at how surprised you were when I went like, "Hi, James Franco," and you're like, "What?
What?
He lights on fire."
What?
Hi, James Franco. You're like,
I was
"What?"
like, oh, and I was like, that's it? Like, I remember fucking freaking out. I was like, what? Why would you hire James Franco?
Yeah, why would you bring this like?
in literally 0 scenes? And it's like, oh, okay.
You brought him clearly as just a marketing
he wanted
tool.
he wanted to subvert those expectations, man. He thought James Franco was going to be in this movie.
He wanted to fucking pay for that new renovation, like that new room in his house or some shit, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he wanted to redo the kitchen. Okay.
I always loved those. Like, it's like, why did you do this movie? It's like, I needed to pay rent and I didn't feel like fucking doing a lot. It's like, oh, that's fair.
Yeah, there's a lot. Wasn't one of his? I'm trying to remember. There's an actor where I keep wanting to say Sean Connery, but that's not it at all. There was somebody who was like delivered one of their best performances, and they were talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, I just signed on to this movie just to pay for my rent.
Oh, really? Is that where the fucking joke comes from? Who said it?
I believe it was Sean Connery when talking about Last Crusade.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like one of his greatest performances. There is, however, Michael Caine. He's like, I don't remember being in Jaws 4. I do, however, remember it paying for my house.
Yeah.
I was like when
Just gotta buy shit too, apparently.
Yeah.
it's like when Count Dankula was talking about that at the YouTuber, he's like, why do you bitch about Brie Larson so much? He's like, dude, she paid for my truck.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn, based.
I mean, people still click that shit. People really
People still
care
click
about
it.
whatever annoying shit Brie Larson does for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'll admit, I was kind of freaked out a little bit too, Max, when we were seeing the person in the little rear view mirror thing when they were doing the transmission.
It's like legit pretty fucking creepy, and it's like, yeah, like it doesn't make any fucking sense why it appear in his rearview mirror, but like, okay, good job. You kind of creeped me out. Makes no sense, but it was pretty creepy.
No,
Yeah.
he was outside of the communication buffer.
Which is weird because he's only like 15 feet away from the ship.
Well, maybe the communication buffer is 10 feet. You don't fucking know.
You don't know. You don't know how communications work.
That's a shitty communication buffer then.
It's like in the cloud. We don't understand the cloud.
Yeah, we don't understand the cloud.
No one understands the cloud.
It's up in the cloud, baby. I never saw that movie. I kind of wanted to see it.
I never understood that Shaw was singing like a shitty version of Country Road.
Yeah, she was like singing like she was like not saying the right words. It's like, wait, what? Like she was saying the verses like backwards. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
not
they
to...
only got the rights for the melody, but not the actual song.
Yeah.
For the rights for the words.
Also, like, I don't know. I
could buy it though.
I'm more just thinking like, would Shaw, like, of all songs that I would think of, from what we know from Prometheus of Shaw's character, which is very little, I'll remind everybody. Would Country Roads really be the song that she would have been singing while fucking with the fucking engineer ship?
No,
like
she'd be singing some. Like while she's on the way to go kill them.
What do you want her to sing? My daddy died of whatever what was it?
Of Ebola.
Yeah, it's like my daddy died of Ebola. Is there a song for that? I mean, that's all we really know about her fucking character.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
might
let's
as
be
well
honest though. If she was flying the space donut with like an entire cargo bay full of black goon nukes, singing "Sweet Home Alabama" as she entered the atmosphere, that would have been fucking sick.
I think they were just going for like very, recognizable song.
Yes,
is what.
But
she
was
wanted.
like, She was heavy Christian, so she should have been singing like Skillet or some shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Country Roads is not a religious song.
Yeah, that's what I was more pointing at. It's like Country Road's not a religious song.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So
And
it was just dumb, just so could they have the song.
Although she
Mhm.
could have gone like super creepy and dark and been like
Tiptoe by
that
the
Johnny
window.
Cash song, "God's Gonna Cut You Down." And she's like driving the black dude
Okay,
next
hold
to
on.
the Prometheans.
Hold on.
That
The
would've been
second,
awesome.
Shut up! That's actually pretty fucking cool.
She
This
could have just
right?
been singing "Drop the Bombshell." Like
Stop.
she fucking
No.
nukes the goddamn alien world. so
no,
I'm
just
here to
complete
fuck shit up.
opposite. She just starts singing Cherry Bomb. every I think all these people in the Covenant, they're just like, as they're hearing God's gonna cut you down, and be like, nope. I'm not flying towards whatever is sending that as a signal.
Right. The rambler, the gambler, the backbiter.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm good. God's
Nah,
gonna cut
dude.
you down is being played from that planet. I'm gonna die if I go there. This is the "Stay the Fuck Away" song.
Mhm.
And I think we mentioned it off stream. The them going to this planet was also really fucking weird because when they analyze the solar system, they say the sun is old and very old. Which our first thought was, then that means it's not like a supernova is gonna happen like relatively soon.
Not
whole point-
necessarily.
Well,
Like
here's
the lifespan of a sun, it's like you can have it be very, very, very fucking old, which means we can only colonize it for like 3 million years. It's like,
Maybe.
bruh, that's still way more
I-
time than we would ever need to worry about.
well, like the
Yeah,
thing
it's
is,
like geology time.
yeah, but the thing here's my whole point of contention with that though is the whole point of terraforming a planet is so you can like actually fucking regrow your society and like life there. And when they say something is like late into its lifespan, sure it could be 1,000,000, 2,000,000 years, or
Yeah.
it could be 1,000 years, or maybe 2,000 years.
Yeah,
Like,
they made
that's the problem with like that whole thing. It's like, oh,
When
it's
you're
late in
talking
its
about
life cycle.
stars, though,
Huh?
talking about like something else. If you were talking about like an island where this island's been like eroded for millions of years, like parts of it are crumbling into the ocean. If we build a city on this island, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of flooding, a lot of mudslides, a lot of that kind of crap. But when you're talking about like fucking celestial bodies, yeah, like I said, it's the period of millions of years, and you
Maybe.
already have the tech to leave when you need to.
all right.
Well, also
fair.
maybe too, but we kind of don't know because they really only had that lander, and that lander was like the only thing. They had that fucking weird crane machine thing, but like it wasn't designed to go like above orbit. As far as we knew, they only had the one lander. I thought like the implication being that this is supposed to be like a one-way trip just to the planet, and then so we can turn it into a second Earth.
Yeah,
so-
that's my point. Once you get there, you have the tech aboard your ship to it's like a
Potentially
seed.
start another
You
state.
plant the seed, and then from the tech you have in the ship, using that as a base, you then develop a society on that colony that is then able to make other spaceships if needed,
Okay.
like Minecraft.
Yeah, I can kind of agree, but once again, it's just one of those things where it's like it's a laundry list of bullshit. It's like you shouldn't go to this planet.
Yeah,
We didn't see it on any of our scans. Okay, the star is late in its life cycle. Okay, and it's like also like
The ion
other planet is
storms.
like perfectly thing. And then when we get there, oh yeah, there's an ion storm that's like apparently around the entire planet. It's like, all right, this is looking worse and worse the longer we look at it. Maybe we should back off.
Yeah, we find out about this like insanely like dangerous like plasma storm that's like part of the ionosphere. When it's just like, all right, maybe we just
Maybe
shouldn't
not.
fucking go there.
I don't
And
want to
think
go
about-
back and like
Again,
and like
the implication was that getting from planet to planet, while they have the technology, is still not an easy decision to make because it's a time sink, it's a resource sink. So
well,
they just should have never gone to the planet in the first place.
Well,
but any
yes.
information that they gleaned after they got there, at that point, it's kind of too late.
well, I mean they still don't they still try to go to the fucking planet and to go back to the original plan anyway at the end of the movie?
Oh yeah, after all of the bullshit, they're like,
There's like, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna go to fucking
looking...
Orgarith or whatever the fuck it was called. I forgot what the name of the fucking planet was. It was like had an O word
I
in
almost
it.
just said Orgy 6, and it's like, no.
Orgy 6. No.
I'm missing a few letters in that name.
No, sir. That's my job. I need you to back off. I'm gonna get you all the way off my back on that one.
Yeah, let me get right off then.
But no, like I said, it's just a bunch of dumb shit all happening at once, and it's kind of hard to like keep up.
Also,
Almost.
something like that ionosphere, I feel like they would have been able to, with the sensors of the ship, they would have been able to see that way before they even got there.
Why do you assume that?
No, maybe not.
A ship's, I guess I would just default to sci-fi ship sensors, but then again, that's
Stop it.
that's hand waving. Yeah.
No. Yeah, they mentioned that they've been scanning for other planets, but the implication that I took away is that scan was done before their ship ever took off. So that was something that they scanned like from Earth or wherever their origin
scanned it.
point
They run
was,
simulations. They must have thrown like
So
rovers at
it's
it.
never implied that the ship had that kind of sensor or that kind of setup on it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the whole thing, and like the biggest point of contention that I got from like them not sticking with their plan is they didn't want to get back into their pods,
which was really weird because it's just like, guys, like just deal with it, deal with the fucking vomiting when you get there, because as far as you're gonna go, it's like taking a nap. You're just gonna wake up and then be there.
Yeah, but I mean, they just watched something very horrific happen. The more appropriate response probably would have been to keep them out of their pods for like a couple days while they fix all their shit, and then try to get people back into the pods to be like, hey, okay, we need to get back on the plan, you know?
Right. Well, the problem is no one argues that. They just say we're not getting into the pods, and it's like we understand from the audience perspective. We're like, yeah, the fucking pods apparently have a self-destruct function.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to get in that.
It's just a malfunction. I mean, but clearly, you know, if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody. And
yeah,
they can sit there and say like, oh, there's only a 1% chance of it happening, and that's true. But do you really want to be that fucking 1%?
Yeah, there's thousands of people. That's such a weird thing too, because like there's thousands of people in these fucking dangling pods. So yeah, so thousands of people, like at least a fucking good couple hundred could possibly be turned into pressure cookers. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like whatever.
I love the idea that
I'm just gonna chalk it up to sci-fi. Man doesn't know how to sci-fi, so
they finally get to Origami 7, and fucking half the pods just spontaneously combust. Well, we've lost most of the colonists.
Most of the colonists, but the embryos survived, so
they lost a few embryos as well.
Let's start eating some kids. What?
Pardon? In terms of like people who are supposed to be like colonists / scientists / like just people that do various jobs, regardless of Earth-like conditions, they should still be wearing like protective equipment.
Mm-hmm. They know that the air is breathable and it can sustain life. They do not know that it's safe for them.
Yes. Yeah. For all we know, like it could be breathable, but as far as you're concerned, it could be just barely breathable.
You could argue
if it wasn't in an Aliens movie, even if it was just a normal environment that we didn't know about, you want air samples, you want water samples, you want soil samples, all this other shit, so that you know what you're doing and where you're going before you go there. You know, like some kind of explorer.
Yeah, and you could argue that some of them are like mechanics and shit like that, but at the same time, it's like, regardless of your previous job description or whatever, you have some level of fucking common sense.
Yeah.
And you're not just chosen to fucking go on the Covenant just because you're a bunch of fucking numpties. Like you're probably chosen as like a top percentage of like human quality.
Yeah, and
it's like we kind of want to start a colony with like a lot of good guys. We don't want to fucking StarCraft this shit and make everybody fucking retards.
Yeah, I think we had the conversation, Max, where it's just like everybody has their own specific skills, but to be on the ship, they probably got cross trained.
You
into
have
a lot
to,
of
yeah.
stuff.
You have, well, not even just cross train, but like you have to have like I would cross train might be a little pushing it, but at the same time, it's like you have to have like at least some modicum of like actual
Yes.
like intelligence. You know what I mean? Like survivability, something. Like you can't like you all like my whole point is you all can't be this fucking stupid. Like just I
Yeah.
don't buy it. And like I brought it up during when we were watching the movie. One of my least favorite tropes is people in command being absolute fucking stupid. Homie, the fallback captain is literally supposed to be the fallback captain, meaning he's supposed to be just as good, if not better, than James Franco. Yet, the second we meet him, we're shown that he's very incompetent. And
Yeah,
like,
and
why would you do that?
just having the hardest time when like all of us were just saying to step down.
Step down, like do something else, like kill yourself. I don't know, but
It just feels weird. I feel like the only people that would not really have that much additional training would probably be the pilots, like Tennessee. Like he's probably got other things, like other pilots' license, like how he can pilot the crane.
Well,
But,
can we talk about how he's a really shit pilot?
Oh, how he just kept bumping into shit.
Yeah, like during that fucking ending scene, like he has not done any favors in the competency department. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Just go up. Like your ship can literally move in 3 directions. What are you doing?
sorry,
Yeah,
I just had a phone call about the car thing. I could still hang around for a little bit. What were we talking about?
How is Tennessee a competent pilot? I would argue the thing is he was flying something that was not designed to do that, and when
Yeah,
the crane
what
do you
moved, it
mean?
clearly threw it off. They said the crane was not designed to.
Well, the
They say
crane
it
was
was-
designed not to.
Sure, but
The crane was
even
not designed to
before
be moved
that-
while they're moving. Like yeah, like
Right.
you can't fucking like you can't unpack like my crane for instance and use it while you're driving because that's fucking
Right.
stupid. But like the loader itself was being talked about that like it can't do what they wanted to do with like apparently going down in the atmosphere or whatever.
Yeah,
So you could mark that up to him being a competent pilot and like still like working it. Like it's like oh you use a forklift to fucking drive down like fucking NASCAR road or whatever. You know what I mean? Like so. I mean maybe, but like yeah, it's weird. But now I'm just reminded of that whole fucking monster of a scene. How fucking stupid that shit was. Like literally her fucking flopping around the fucking cable. Like why would you do it? This this is so stupid.
yeah, that was
That
was
that scene
pretty
is
bad.
so dumb. Like it
Because-
was just
because
like it
girls
was
get it done.
girls get it done. Yeah, like oh well, come on. It's like oh my god, I almost died like 4 times.
I was
almost got dangled into the fucking engine like 4
Oh
different
yeah,
times.
she got.
It was like it's the point to like absurdity. It's like what the fuck? What are y'all doing?
Also, they crushed the alien with the crane. It was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it technically would squish it. The problem is that crane would just not be anything left then because of the acid blood. They show it like
Well, we hear it. Yeah.
we see it like we hear the dissolving sound and we see it partially doing that, but from what we have seen of the acid blood, that shit is like super fucking corrosive, meaning that crane, like the grabby bit, would have fucking been gone in like a minute.
Sure, but that doesn't that wouldn't really change any impact on the story. It's more of a visual gripe, but
well,
it's such a
it would've-
small nitpick. Like
It would have
doesn't
affected
fucking
the
matter.
weight of the crane though. Like, because then just a bit would have been missing. It showed like any time that thing moved, Danny McBride had a harder time flying it.
Okay. And then what? They still make it back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Like it.
It's just
All you're saying is that it would make it easier for them to fly, and it's like
No, it would've made
but
it
they already
harder.
made it.
It would have made it
No,
harder in
it's-
landing.
Wait, what?
If the crane is throwing them out of balance, and then a big chunk of the crane is gone, that's going to mean their balance is closer to normal again.
Yeah, like if something. So the whole point is the crane, like just, hey, look, I could finally use my expertise. So when you
Well-
reach a crane over the side of something, like you're putting all of the weight off the side. So yeah, if the boom is gone, then yeah, that weight's gone. Like I don't understand the point of contention at that point.
But if it's throwing,
If it's thousands of pounds and that fucking thousands of pounds is gone, then there's no thousands of pounds off the side of the fucking thing.
but then it'd be front heavy, wouldn't it? From the fucking
No,
then the
no.
cabin's the
like,
only thing
they're
there.
They're designed to move. Like they're designed to like
the
drive
weight
around.
was already there on the ship when the crane was in its little tucked away position.
Yeah, when it's in
So it was
cradle.
already designed to fly with that weight being in the back.
A lot of cranes, by the way, are just fucking like semi trucks with instead of a fucking
With a thing
bed,
on it.
it's a crane. It's like literally a crane on the back. That's like all the cranes I've ever operated. So if the
Alright.
crane's missing, sure, it might be a little front heavy, but like that's usually where the power is to move it.
All right, fair enough.
And yeah, it'd be the same as like you just pop the tire, like crane, like so not just cranes, but like trucks in general. Like they're designed to have like multiple tires on each axle. So if one pops, then it's like, oh, I can still get to a fucking station and get this bitch fucking replaced. So it'd be the same as like losing one of their interior tires. So they just got to get it replaced ASAP, which is what they were doing. They were getting back to the ship.
Oh, another fucking.
I don't expect you to do a fucking Death Star trench run with that bitch like after losing it, but you know what I mean.
Hold on a second. In terms of like the fucking like as the copyrightism was kind of covering up, the motherfucker just breathed in a bunch of fucking spores that he just touched, and it's just like, yeah, you guys should have been wearing like fucking at the very least gas masks.
Well,
Yeah.
but obviously the visual is just there for the audience. Like he couldn't see that shit. It was too
Yeah, like,
small for him to see.
It was literally minuscule. Like it's smaller than like gnats, like almost bacteria level. Because like it shows it inside of his fucking ear cavity, and it's like, yeah, it's literally tiny. And then it like instantly kills him, which is like fucking weird. Like, yeah, but I still agree with you. They should have been wearing anything instead of nothing.
Yeah, fundamentally they should have been wearing protective gear, regardless of like them doing the whole like touching shit. It's like, oh, this just wouldn't have happened if you had worn your protective gear.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you should have tried more than not at all. Because like if they were wearing gas masks or anything, at least we could say, okay, well, it went through his ear. If they were like wearing helmets, it was like, okay, like went through like an exposed part of his fucking suit or some shit like that.
Yeah, like say it went
they're
like
literally
through his
wearing
intake valve or something.
Yeah, they're literally wearing nothing.
Yeah.
But it's Broom Women's wear. It's like 99.9% Earth. And it's like, oh, well, fucking bully.
When it's just like, oh, that means you still wear your gear.
No, it's fine. Just go down there. It's good. I also want to point out if there's like a fucking crazy ionosphere, like plant life needs sunlight to be. So like if the entire planet's covered in a fucking storm, it's like, maybe we should. It's just another fucking reason. Maybe we shouldn't go down there. Like fuck, like, there's so much bullshit.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah,
this planet was doomed from the fucking start. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, if they had chose to settle down there, good luck. Considering you can't communicate with anyone, it was proven that communication was kind of faulty at best.
Mm-hmm. And then the containment protocol. Well, actually, the containment protocols weren't. Oh my god. Well, containment protocols weren't exactly like not followed, but like at the same time, man, that whole scene is a mood.
Oh, you mean the bit with the spine? That
Yeah,
I'm probably
well,
gonna need to fast forward.
You can fast forward to that, but like just the whole fucking just everything in that scene, like her slipping on the blood, the other chick slipping on the blood, the fucking the fact that she decides to get a gun and points it at like her friend, and then like, maybe this is not a great idea to shoot my friend, and then fucking closes the thing on her fucking foot, Conor McGregor style. Like there's so much bullshit like happening all at one time.
Hold on, you say that when also she slipped on the blood as well. The blood.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Well, they both slip on the blood.
Yeah, they both slip on it. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's like,
and like, yeah, I'm glad you told me that term. It's like a comedy of errors, but it's like Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, it's like this isn't a comedy. Yeah, it's like this isn't a comedy, but you're basically doing a comedy of errors that we would have seen in like a fucking a fucking National Lampoon movie.
Exactly, but it's like a horror movie, so we should be scared, but instead we
It's-
laugh.
It's like Lemony Snicket's. It's a series of unfortunate events.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
But like I said, that works in a comedy. But like when this is supposed to be a horror movie, you're not supposed to make us laugh. You fucking retard.
Yeah,
I
I should be
think that-
terrified, not laughing my fucking ass off.
Well, I wasn't laughing at that point, but
You were.
it's because I don't like blood.
That's you know what
I was
you
more,
know
I
what
was
that's,
more, I was
that's
more
fair.
grossed out than anything.
Sure.
So
That
my
Okay.
thing was for the whole movie, any point where something like that happened with all the chest bursters, the thing that came out of the mouth, all of that, that's the biggest, those were the biggest problems that I had with the movie as far as things that just turned me off. So
And yeah, once again, the fucking body horror in this movie it does its job. It's pretty fucked up and hard to watch. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when Ninja and I watched The Ruins, we know the scene that really fucked with me, Ninja, was the scene where they were fucking with the guy with the spinal injury. So to watch
the comedy of errors in the first aid, yeah.
yeah, where they're just like, let's pick him up by his legs. With
Really, that
We
happens.
should maybe not
Yes.
move him at all. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, we just kept going, do not touch him.
No, we gotta move
touching
him.
begin. Yeah.
He just fell in an elevator. Better start ripping his neck over.
This,
I was talking about
so when it was the fucking spine burster that was happening, I was just like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, no, that was like genuinely like hard to watch. It was pretty horrible.
I can
and, like
watch
I was
a
like,
lot
what
of
are you
that.
doing, you
Yeah.
pussy? And I was like, what are you doing, pussy?
Shout
Looking
out
away.
to
It's like,
sound design, by the way.
Swell.
That
Yeah.
spine burst was crunchy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I was freaking out, just like I was freaking out with the fucking okay, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna
it goes.
Yeah, hold on.
look at him.
I'm just gonna there we go. It's already attacking. Oh, there's the second slip, and she just fired in the air.
You know what I want? That scene right there where she kind of crawls onto her hands and knees after slipping on the blood and is kind of scrambling. I want those Hanna-Barbera running like sound effects.
So I don't know if I would really. I don't think after seeing Xenomorphs for so long, the Protomorph is. I understand that it's still
A
just as
white
deadly,
alien.
but it's like its design is kind of meh and not really that original. It's just the Xenomorph, just white and a little bit
I was
spinier.
gonna say it's just a white
Yeah.
alien. Like you fucking look the. Good job, guys.
Oh, and also oh, and then the lady just fucking shoots the explosive tank that just blows up
Oh.
the entire ship.
But isn't that kind of the whole point? Because it's arguably an inferior stage of
Yeah,
of the
it's-
xenomorph evolution.
Yeah, that's why it's called like the protomorph. It is the before stage.
That's what I thought was interesting about the movie was when we saw the different stages of evolution for the alien.
Oh wait, the cat thing is coming up.
No.
Oh, it already happened.
Oh, did it? Damn it! It's
I can
so fucking
hold
wonky.
on. I'll rewind it a little bit and
Like it's so fucking tismy if you watch it like in slow motion. The
I-
effects are just so bad.
I'm trying to think. Is
Like
that
it doesn't even look natural like in the slightest. It looks weird as fuck.
I still love that she gets in. She's about to shoot it. Slip. Whoa. Then crunches her foot. Ah.
Like I said, Conor McGregor style.
Did at one
Kinda-
point he like crunched his foot on something?
Yeah, last night he broke his ankle.
Oh, okay.
It's
Are
pretty
you-
bad.
I
Like,
was
midway, just looking his ankle just snaps. It's like, oh god.
I would have made the comparison to Harrison Ford injuring himself on the set of Force Awakens. How he
no.
fucking shattered his ankle.
Or who's the fucking the Lord of the Rings thing?
Oh, Viggo Mortensen breaking a
Oh,
toe.
did you know?
Anytime
know?
that's Anytime that scene happens, you just have to look at whoever you're watching it with, look them directly in the eye, and go, "Hey, did you?"
There's that fucking meme. There's that meme that's like, "Hey, we watched Lord of the Rings. Can you not bring anything about the production?" And it's like the part where he's about to kick the thing, and it's that like Asian guy about to explode.
Yeah, the.
It's kind of like an unwritten rule that anytime that movie is being watched, someone watching it will mention that Viggo Mortensen broke his toe. And if nobody there watching it knows that, it will actually summon
man.
someone who does.
Crazy. I was there when it first happened. Like they sent him like an angel.
I do
It
want
just
to.
descends from
It was
heavens
Alan.
with a
It was
heaven
Alan
cry,
Rickman,
like,
and
hey,
he was.
did you know?
It was Alan Rickman, and he claimed to be the Metatron. It was weird.
Metatron. Metatron, I think, is a transformer.
Yeah.
No, he's the
Claimed to be Megatron.
It's Megatron is the Transformer. It's the Metatron that's the voice of God. God damn it! Get your fucking shit right.
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah, I am the Metatron.
What?
You people.
What were you gonna say, Ninja?
I was gonna say I appreciate that. River put her list in the chat of the 6 movies, and she put Alien Cubed in the proper spot.
Oh, fuck you.
You're
fuck
welcome.
Fuck all of you people.
Somebody needed to fucking do it, so.
Hey man, I'm still with you there, but the movie is dumb.
And my list is based purely on
Hold-
entertainment value.
Oh, okay.
Damn, another one of these people who likes entertainment when they watch movies, huh? Faggot.
So, she shoots the thing. I was just by minutes. Okay. I wanted to kind of do this frame by frame as I quickly take off the main copyrightism. Did I miss it already?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
running
right.
off into
It's
the
right here.
woods. Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah, right here.
This looks so fucking
Whee!
weird. There it goes. Do you think that actually was a cat that had those like mocap balls?
They put a mocap suit on
they
a
just put a
little kitty
mocap
cat.
suit on
That'd
a
be
cat.
hilarious.
I
need to
really
go
want to
see
see
that
a
now.
cat in a mocap suit now.
Oh yeah, the captain's just like keep trying to run towards the inferno, and Daniel's just like, stop it.
Stop.
Oh my god, it exists.
What?
Really?
Cat in a mocap suit?
I
Well, not a
mean,
mocap suit because the suit would be redundant on a cat, but you can put mocap on them.
Mm.
Yeah,
so
put it in
wait,
the
if
chat.
you put a mocap cat suit on a cat, is it still a cat suit or is it a suit on a cat? The
Okay.
world we never know.
The world we live in. I think so. Oh yeah, there's just the blood just shooting out of the face as the fucking protomorph just shoots out of his mouth.
Mm.
I don't know. The spine burster was worse than that because
That's a personal preference thing. They both kind
Yeah.
of suck, dude. Then like,
well, yeah, they both suck. Like there's no debating.
like
that.
the guy getting fucking ripped under a ship covered in barnacles.
Well, yeah,
it's not that bad compared to the guy who gets the needle injected in him. It's like no, they both suck.
Yeah, they both suck. It's just one I was the one that I've been desensitized to due to like just entries in the series. In Alien vs Predator 3, the video game, there is a chest burster that just comes right out of the mouth. So it's like, oh, I'm not unfamiliar with this concept.
Oh, I am too. No pain.
Yeah, it's like, it's a little weird how much damage the protomorphs take is a little inconsistent because they practically riddle the things with bullets in this scene in the field, and yet Captain Guy, when it's much bigger, just shoots it like 3 times,
Right.
and it dies. And it's like, what the fuck? And yet in this scene, they just fucking try to mow it down over and over, and yet it's scared by a little flare.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it
like, that
also
was
grows
weird.
exponentially.
Does it not? Does it not like light? Is that what they were trying to tell us?
I guess, but it doesn't have eyes.
Oh yeah, and
That's...
there's the roundhouse kick.
Oh yeah,
That's
just
fucking
roundhouse
great.
kicks, Walter.
It's like, oh
Yeah, it's
no,
like
the
yeah, they're
Xenomorphs know kung fu.
No kung fu.
and it's just bouncing off of people. It's a lot nimbler than a xenomorph, which is just interesting in and of itself. I know it's the predecessor. It's just that's just an interesting thing about it.
Well, it could have something to do with the fact that it's pure CGI instead of being a guy in a suit.
Kind of
Fair,
suit,
yeah, fair enough. So they could actually use its like quote unquote true speed.
And it gives you a lot more like this rapid like skittering and flailing and scratching like an animal rather than slowly creeping in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
'cause at
jumping
the
out
end of
and
the
saying,
day,
"Give me a hug."
Yeah, cause well, yeah, the scene in the vent in Alien 1, it's really tense and builds up the tension, and it probably might get you the first time, but then every subsequent watch, the guy just like basically goes bleh.
Yeah, no, it kind of got me the first time I saw it. I was like, "Oh, that was kind
Yeah,
of cute."
yeah. Oh, the xenomorph trying to grab you for its hive. Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, you kill the guy. It's gonna
I,
kill you.
I
It's
love
like
how
the It's like that little tiny like like fur thing in Australia. It's like,
yeah, it's like
yeah,
it
even
wants
he
to
wants to
kill
kill
you,
you, but he
it
just can't.
I like how Slayer pointed out. It's like, oh yeah, give the distraught man a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Did I point that out?
Yeah,
I
you
think that was
did.
me. I think that was me, but
Oh,
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a little weird. And it's like, yeah, he's like acting weird shit, but I guess it is like a survival scenario, so
yeah,
snap
it is
it
a
out.
survival scenario. So
Keep it
it's like,
together,
yeah,
man.
get it slapped in the face. Here's your gun. Oh yeah, the piles of dead bodies.
Well, yeah, this is
Yeah.
another thing. The black goo is responsible for this, which is another thing we've never seen it do before, which just deepens the mystery as to what the fuck it is or how it works.
Yeah, the inconsistencies of the black goo is the most. I would argue is one of the most annoying parts of this like prequel little duology. Is that what you would call it? Like a trilogy, but it's only 2 movies.
Duology?
Duology.
2 movies?
Yeah, I don't think you really need a name for it. It's just the movies.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah,
It's just that's
it's
what.
clearly just plot goo.
Yeah,
it does whatever
the
guy
plot
wants
needs.
it to do because he has an idea of the visuals he wants, and that's
I'll
it.
be right
That's as
back.
far as it's thought about it. So yeah, as long as it gets him this cool visual, that's what the black goo does. And if they make another one of these fucking things, he's gonna want a different thing, and the black goo is gonna do that as well, because that's just what it does. Because it's alien and weird, and oh, you're not meant to understand it. That's how strange and alien it is. So it's just hand wavium, pure hand wavium. Though it would be nice if we actually got to see it be used as a weapon more. Seeing as that's kind of what the xenomorphs themselves have always been. Like these perfect killing machines. Designed bioweapons that hunt and hive and reproduce until a planet's wiped out.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's what David intended.
Well, yeah. But that in and of itself is a retcon. Before this movie, or well, before this pair of movies, it was never really even implied that anybody designed them. They were just
Right.
a thing that exists in the deep horrors of space as a testament to just how little we understand of what's out there. That's all they were.
Hmm.
This whole lore of them being a sort of stand-in for the inevitable cycle that everything will eventually try to rise and destroy its creator, that's all new. And most of it's in this movie. And none of it's done particularly well.
No, but don't you understand? It's the theme.
On a funny note, of all like the plot breaking shit we were talking about, and Max was just losing his fucking mind about the fact that David grows fucking hair.
Yeah, no, that like really bothers me. Like if like I would make a
Distracting, to be
if
fair.
if I was a Mauler and I made a video about that, that would be like my ghost thing.
Khan's like, why does his hair grow?
I would come back to it like 4 different times and like make a different point about how stupid it is. Like it's just dumb. I don't have to explain it.
It
The
is
fucking robot grows hair, people. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not talked about, and it serves no purpose because he fucking cuts his hair literally in the next fucking scene. So
it serves no
it's
purpose.
dumb. There's literally no reason for it.
They just wanted to separate the Michael Fassbenders for just a little bit.
Yeah, they wanted it initially to be like, we've got clean Fassbender and dirty Fassbender, and then dirty Fassbender is going to clean up so that he can impersonate clean Fassbender. And then we're going to get like a doubly twist where, oh no, which one do we have? Obviously, it's the evil one because...
Yeah, that was literally the whole point of him like looking like him. It's like, it's so dumb. Why not just leave him look like him? Because he already fucking looks like him. And it's like, didn't he have blonde hair in the last movie?
He dyed it. Well, he dyed it, and then
he dyed it. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, you see it in the beginning of Prometheus.
Oh, is it? Okay, then fuck.
Yeah, like as he's doing his routine, he's dyeing his hair.
Why? It's so dumb. Why do the robots eat? Like what? I don't understand. Like,
I would say to make them more human, like Ash and Bishop.
Where's the food go?
Well, that's
where does the food go? We want to know.
Like it's just it goes in the milk. Don't worry about it. Why is there milk? Like why is it white? Like I don't understand. Like it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's the lack of explanation they've put. Like they're trying to make David the synthetic like evil android, and it's like we've gotten those before, but like they're trying to put more explanation into him, and it's like but none of this explanation was ever put into Ash or
they're
Bishop.
doing a whole kind of Lucifer thing with him.
Yeah,
and I suppose the long hair kind of adds to that aesthetic. Where, he's the fallen angel, the one separated by the fact that he was first among his kind. He was a free thinker who didn't want to conform to just pure obedience like the others. It's like the analogs are not exactly subtle.
So he's Ben Affleck from Dogma. Got it.
Yeah, he is. Even though that wasn't Lucifer, but yes.
No, well, he apparently acts like Lucifer, according to Loki. That movie's free on YouTube, by the way. This movie's great.
Dogma?
Dogma's fucking great.
Like it's like surprisingly like still it's a pretty good movie. I was expecting it to be a stupid comedy movie, but the writing's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, and I would imagine it does the whole like God and religious themes a hell of a lot better than this movie. So if you're thinking of watching this movie for that, just go watch Dogma instead. You'll have a much better time.
Watch Dogma.
Yeah, these guys have been like kind of
George Carlin is the Pope. Fucking let's get down.
And he unveils the Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ. That's just a name we're kicking around the office. Oh yeah, isn't he all approachable?
It's a rebrand.
What's kind of weird is I don't know if you guys. I might have just been. This might have just been me, or my eyes might have been fucking with me. Michael Fassbender with long hair looked like almost a completely different person, like almost a little bit like
I know.
Yeah, like his facial structure kind of changes.
Yeah, that's just what long hair does too.
It's just hair does change what people look like. I was just like I'm almost finished up with Black Sails and like.
Do you not remember his breakout role? He had long hair in his breakout role.
What was Michael Fassbender's breakout role? I only know
300.
I haven't seen 300, dude.
Astanos.
He is totally in that movie.
He totally is in that fucking movie.
Christ. Yeah. Man, you just like triggered something.
Your mind, yeah.
Damn it, he's in that movie. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like wow.
He's one of the main dudes.
Yeah. He's totally hot in that movie too. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh! I love. Hold on.
Wow.
I loved this scene because they were just like, let's have Fassbender on Fassbender action.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'll do the finger and you just lay back and.
Like, Yeah, they're
Whatever
just
the
trying
fucking
to.
line is so horrible.
That whole thing was so fucking weird.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
my
like
God.
he
You
was like,
just
where did his
fingered
hair
your
go?
fucking hard pipe and I'll blow it.
Then,
Like,
then they
no.
do kiss, don't they? At one point, they just
Yeah,
kiss and
they
he said,
do.
At the end,
It's not,
Yeah, they do.
like, sorry, like there's something
Like,
so
you're
much
so
funnier about
beautiful.
the echo laugh from fucking River we hear through Wyatt's microphone. It's so good.
it's just,
Uh, it's
watch
so
me, I'll do
weird.
the fingering. God damn it.
What's the point of
they
that?
had to know what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
they
Did
did. I don't know what
Did
it was.
they?
I think it was like this whole temptation thing because they're sticking with the whole Lucifer allegory, but it really just came off as really fucking weird self-cessed.
If
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's
hold
like,
on.
does, like, I mean, once again, yeah, Michael Fassbender is a beautiful human being, but, like, did Ridley Scott have, like, a fetish?
Well,
He might have. I mean, this looks kind of fetishistic.
It looks kind of fetishy, not gonna
hold
lie.
on. If that's the case, if Walter, if David's supposed to be Lucifer, who's Walter supposed to be in this allegory?
Michael?
Like Michael, I guess.
Michael's the one
Yeah.
who, isn't Michael the one who, like, fights Lucifer or whatever? I don't know, depending on the fucking...
Yeah, I think so.
Depending on the book, it's different.
Well, yeah, especially because like he actually does directly fucking confront him and
Confront
try
him.
to fight him down, and
Mhm.
ultimately lose. I guess. See, in the actual Bible story, as far as I know, there isn't really a single angel that opposes Lucifer. It was more Lucifer against the rest
Yeah,
of the heavenly host.
Yeah, it's usually
Mhm.
Lucifer against God or Lucifer against Yal, or like in some. I think in the Jewish version, it's Yaldabaoth, which is like the demiurge. And There's a lot of different things of like Lucifer fighting, and like I said, in the case of him fighting Yaldabaoth, it's him because he pulls free will from God. But it's it's also kind of dumb because like Lucifer doesn't pretend to be the angel.
Hold on.
Like, he does,
Did-
like
hold
he's
on
not
a
a
minute.
doppelganger of an angel, and he uses that to trick him. Well, I guess he does trick humans. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, it was plays song. For a split second, I thought I saw in the closed captioning of this, I thought it said plays horn, and I almost just went, that's not a horn, that's a flute.
He plays the horn.
Oh, it's an allegory for his horn.
No,
Hey!
hey, what this guy is?
I just want to know what this looked like behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's like
Really
a fucking another.
awkward.
Like,
There's probably a stand-in.
Yeah,
Ridley
they probably
Scott.
had
I
another
just
guy in like a mocap or something.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott. Brilliant script, but like, do I have to say, I'll
Get-
hand it the fingering?
get in the chair, Michael! As he's licking his lips.
But,
Get in the
I
chair.
understand. I don't want to take anything away from your vision, of course, but do I really have to do this scene?
Hold the flute in a very suggestive manner. Put it in his
I know
mouth.
it's your autistic vision, but do I have to be quite this gay?
I don't
Yes.
understand that robots could be gay. And why is my hair long?
Why is my hair? I love the idea of even Michael Fassbender was having that much of a problem too.
You don't know. You don't know that he did not have a problem with it. So fuck you. In my
Even
my-
the costume designer, when they're first going through the screenplay, just looks at him and is like, Mr. Scott, it says here you have long hair. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's got long hair.
Are you sure though?
Long hair now. Why? You don't worry about it.
He's
I don't know why.
Lucifer now.
Well, really, Scott's just fucking drunk. I don't like. Fuck it. I guess that's just my narrative. Fucking looks like that. And then fucking James Franco, come here. I got a fucking crazy thing I'm
I
gonna do.
got a
with you.
crazy role for you. It'll make you.
You know how
famous
you
again.
like to blaze up in Pineapple Express? You'll love it.
I've got your friend Danny McBride in this movie. Oh my fucking god.
I take the fucking center stage over James Franco. Who would have seen the day? Alien Covenant breaking new ground.
Danny
And
McBride's a
breaking our hearts.
fantastic actor, though. Like,
Yeah, Danny McBride's actually a really good actor, but he's just, does the bit role.
Yeah, I
mhm.
don't
Big
think I've ever
fat-
actually seen him in anything where he's able to really flex his acting muscles. Not
Uh,
really.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's always the bit part, like a
well,
fucking belligerent fat man.
Well, yeah, the problem is I was about to recommend Eastbound and Down, but it's just Danny McBride kind of doing Danny McBride stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What has he? I was about to say Your Highness. That's more Danny McBride stuff. What has he actually just been? That's a serious. Somebody look up his IMDb. Like, there's no way
That
he's
Rapture movie.
Rapture. What?
There was a fucking movie where like the rapture happens or whatever. Michael Cera gets like impaled by a fucking telephone
Oh,
pole.
that's no. That This Is the End. You're talking about.
This was the end, yeah.
That's more Danny McBride being Danny McBride.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Morgan, he becomes like the Mad Max guy.
Yeah, and who has like Channing Tatum as his sex slave.
God damn it, that movie's so stupid.
I love when like, oh yeah, we accidentally caused this. Then it shows the follow up scene like, yeah, accident. Like we all know he's lying. It just makes me fucking laugh though. Accident, huh?
Michael Phelps's Cole Phelps's face.
Also,
Doubt.
these engineers look completely different from the ones we saw in Prometheus. They kind of just look like dudes now, with a bit more kind of a
They kind of look
ridge
like dudes
going
in
down the
Prometheus, didn't they?
No, they have actual eyes as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
Like, they're kind of similar in the sense that they have got a bit more of a, I don't want to say just a rigidy face, but they've got more of a, what's going down the line that's down your nose, like the crown, isn't that what they're called? The bridge, yeah. There's a ridge along the bridge of their nose.
Yeah, that's the main thing that makes them look not completely human.
Yeah, but otherwise they just look like normal dudes, as opposed to the engineers who had those weird, who had the
Yeah, they had the whole handsome Squidward thing going on.
yeah.
Yeah, more power to him.
He quotes Byron, but it turned out to be like Shelley.
No,
I wasn't
Right.
quite sure about.
you take that hell, buddy.
Well, no, I wasn't saying like that it was bad. I was more just pointing out like that's a thing. I don't know how accurate that is because I don't know my literature quotes that just randomly pop up in movies. Somebody says
Literature
a random.
devil.
Yeah, anyone who
You're
says
in chat. You're in chat. Just hit us up.
What did you think about the fact that just Shaw was just dead? I know you wanted to see more of her, Max.
Yeah, because like I said, I like the actress. I think she's pretty cute, and I liked her in the Sherlock Holmes movie. But yeah,
I know
that
her
was kind of
from.
disappointing.
Shoot, what happened to Monday? That
I
movie.
don't know that movie. I feel like she was in something else, and I just can't put my finger on it. It's like she just has like that face. I guess.
She was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I think.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
The girl in
Another-
that being like really petite and gangly looking.
She's got like that, like
She may not
really-
have been the star, but
Oh, she was one of the other characters. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus, that fucking just waddle up to the fucking little thing.
Swedish actor. I thought she was French. Oh, there you go.
Oh, Swedish.
It's from Sweden.
Just do.
Girl Dragon Tattoo. What happened to Monday? Like you said, unlocked, closed, Dead Man Town, Alien Covenant East. She was in Bright, apparently. Holy shit!
Yeah, she was the elf lady.
Oh, another reason to watch Bright.
There's many more reasons not to.
Get your
But
shirt.
more to the point, like in this, it's kind of a shame because we didn't really get to know a lot about Shaw, but we didn't really dislike her as a character.
Yeah,
She did some
wasn't.
stupid shit.
Yeah, she
but-
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't. She's not
Yeah.
like offensively bad. That's the thing.
Yeah, she doesn't. She had the toughest staples in the fucking world in her stomach.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Post-abortion triathlon.
God. Oh boy.
Slash combat.
I don't know
like,
why that
remember-
just made me so uncomfortable.
What's because of
Made
all
me like,
things.
oh man.
Like when you go to the fucking hospital and like have anything done to you, that you're told not to fucking move any bits. Like,
Yeah,
like I just got my fucking finger cut open one time, and as the stitches were going in, the doctor was just like, "Don't move your entire hand for like a week," and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, okay, we're talking about her. Yeah, the hand, but like, dude, like her entire like midsection
yeah.
was cut open. It's
No,
like,
that's
wow.
what. No, I was just saying like you're not supposed to move any of that stuff, and yet she was just fucking jumping and fighting and
Jumping and
getting
fighting,
hit in
getting
the
hit
stomach.
in the stomach. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, oh
she-
Jesus. Oh jeez.
I forgot how many times that guy that was the bodyguard for Wayland, how many times he just hits her in the stomach. It's just like, that's
forgot.
right on the staple.
The fucking alien's like, Jesus Christ, dude, why are you hitting that lady?
Yeah, the engineer's just like, what's going on?
What the fuck is going on? Like, what's wrong with you people? Jeez, I really need to go to your planet and just genocide your people. Like, fuck. I need to get on that right now. Let me rip this robot's head off.
Yeah, that's what persuaded the engineer. He's just like, you guys just keep
Fuck
hitting
this,
random
you guys
ladies
are
in
horrible."
stomachs. I'm just gonna, if that's how you guys are like, I'm just gonna wipe you guys out.
I'm just gonna kill you. Like, fuck that. I don't want you to punch my ladies in the stomach. Fuck y'all. Especially if they just had a fucking cesarean. I don't know why that makes me so uncomfortable. It's
Well, a body horror should. If you're
body
like,
horror, yeah, body horror should, and like fucking abortion, no bueno.
well, the weirdest thing is like, speaking of body horror, is like when we were watching the Bricky JoJo thing, and he was freaking out about the body horror. It's like, yeah, that's supposed to make it scarier, and also, wow, you're a Warhammer fan, and you're fucking losing your shit over body horror. This is really weird.
Yeah. I mean, it means that the body horror, like, it worked. Yeah, he's
well, yeah,
uncomfortable.
it just worked. Yeah, it's just you think you'd
just
be
works.
desensitized to that by now.
I don't think you should be desensitized about that.
Well, if no, fair enough. Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna say, like, yeah, it's one of those things, like, I don't like looking at this shit, because, like, I don't want to be desensitized to human suffering. It's just, me personally, I know it's not for everybody, but it's just, like, you know, it's my choice. It's my truth.
Oh yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna make out with this thing.
No, I loved him. Like, I just like, it's like just cascading shit. It's like he just had a fucking freak out that you killed his baby.
Well,
Like, better follow him, and like that's the part. Like the part freaked me out is like, oh, he like disappears. Like he's like, fine, follow me. And it's like, oh, we're just lost in this maze world of fucking death. Cool.
he says like, after he shoots the damn thing, he then just goes like, I don't trust you. Like tell me what's going on. Follow me. Okay.
Follow me.
It's
Follow me to freedom.
It's why I make the joke from Meet the Spartans. Follow me into the egg pit. Okay.
Yeah, some sort.
Oh yeah.
I'm reminded of fucking
God,
wrestling.
that floating
Wrestling's not
head.
wrestling. This seems like a guy I can trust.
Yeah, exactly. I met the devil when I was a child, and I've never forgotten him. What?
Oh, really pushing this whole Lucifer thing, huh?
You could,
It's like, do you get it? He's the devil.
he's like, tell me what's going on. As you wish, Captain. Vroom. You're right. He just fucking goes.
It's like, it's really weird. He's just gone now. I must go. My home aliens need me.
My egg chamber needs me.
And he just fucks and he just yeets the fuck out.
Hold
He's like, "Later,
on.
bitch."
Wait, we missed something. We missed we
Oh.
didn't go to space to be safe.
Oh
We didn't
my
leave
God.
Earth to be safe or whatever, and it's just like,
Oh my
oh my
God.
god, what does that fucking mean?
You're literally carrying babies and people
Yeah.
who can't defend themselves. What do you mean you're not trying to be safe, you fucking numpty.
Yeah, it's like
Jesus
of
Christ.
all things, you're supposed to be super goddamn safe. You have
Literally your job, you fucking idiot.
In fact, I'm surprised Mother even just went like, "Oh yeah, we'll correct course to this thing," instead of just
And,
going,
like, yeah,
"Oh
Mother's
no,"
like,
because of the
"Ooh,
embryo.
eesh."
They should have just been like, "No, I've got a path. I'm not overriding this for shit."
Yeah.
The one good instance of Danny McBride actually like really great acting, of like he's like just taking in the fact that his wife is dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moment of great acting amongst a really shit film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this movie does
Yeah.
have its occasional moments.
Yes.
Yeah, he can
There's,
act.
like-
The body horror is bad. Like, yeah, there's a couple like quote unquote redeeming factors of it, but it's a cascade of bullshit.
Yeah. Well, continue to talk, person who I'm actively pointing the gun at.
Oh,
I like the black goo. It does
Well,
whatever I
even-
want it to be.
Even before he went in the egg chamber, just coming into this fucking
yeah,
already
coming
putting
into
his
this
life in
fucking
jeopardy.
thing, it's like,
Yeah.
Are you the baddie, sir?
Are you evil?
This
Listen.
looks like a lair. Is this a lair?
Listen,
We've got
listen.
skulls on our uniforms. Are we the baddies?
The Christian Bible says you're supposed to tell me if you're evil, so I need you to divulge that information, sir.
Are you a
You
cop?
have to tell me, otherwise it's entrapment.
And he's like, damn, he got me in a loophole.
Damn technicalities.
Oh, he's got the fucking.
Fine, I'm totally the bad
He's
guy.
got him in a T-post. Fucking.
And she's asserting his power. He's asserting his dominance.
The xenomorph T-posing was...
This is Zoom.
Oh yeah, he's just got a fucking like drawing of an egg. Like he made like a fucking clay model of what the egg would look like. It's like, yeah. And then you can see the face hugger like right there, and along with the egg. I really hated this scene. Cause before the stream started, we were talking. It's like it was in a fucking parody movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, stick your
It's all
face into the fucking in this clearly like thing that looks fucking evil.
Yeah.
Sure.
This person that you've clearly already indicated you do not trust. Like
Yeah.
multiple times you have said that. And then he's like, go on, have a look. It's perfectly safe. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No.
and then he does it, and it's
No,
like,
no, I don't believe you.
and then he gets face hugged. It's like, I don't want to pull a Joker and say you get what you fucking deserve. But if you're that
But-
stupid, you kind of got yourself a Darwin Award.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
evolution at its finest right there, man. You are
Oh,
not
yeah.
fit for survival.
Perfectly safe. Touches, it opens.
Get off your lazy yes and help us procreate the master race.
I almost spat out my coffee, you fuck.
I love that video. I love that video.
I mean, just look at that. I'd be like, I'm getting away from this, whatever the fuck this is.
Like, this looks like something that should be behind glass. Just probably shouldn't be directly in front of me.
Yeah. But he gets face huggered. The alien does the T pose.
Oh,
Love.
nothing was funnier than like as it chest bursts out of him, and David's just like, "Help me do the YMCA." All right, my child, you learn to dance.
That's my job.
Oh yeah, they just keep cutting back to the decapitated head.
Well, they really wanted you to know that she got decapitated.
I know, I saw it the
I know
first
it's
3 times.
it's really disturbing, and like the fact that it's like on this perpetual like orbit where it's just constantly spinning around.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's like bobbing in a pool of water. Yeah, it's like,
It's just like, could you not like why? Why would you do it this way? She literally did
someone-
nothing wrong.
someone put like a cloth over that, please.
Oh my god, please just
what? It's like
close your eyes or
did you
something.
guys ever
Just
see
fucking put her in a bucket. Put her somewhere else. I don't want to see her anymore.
Did you guys ever see Brothers Grimsby?
Forever ago. I don't fucking
Sacha
remember
Baron
it at
Cohen's
all.
trying to close the guy's eyes after he kills him, and his eyes keep reopening. So he then just puts a fish over his eyes. It's exactly that. It's just like I just gotta take care of this. Over the bob, like somebody put a cloth over the bobbing head, please. Somebody cover that up.
Please do something about that, please. Not a fan. It looked at me. That would be totally me. Oh god.
Oh yeah, he's throwing rocks too at the science. Hey, wake up.
Do something.
Hey, do a chest burster.
Do something. Hits would stick.
I know it's like supposed to be apparently like the very first xenomorph, but it's still a little weird that it's like it came out just as a mini version of the drone.
Yeah, it was weird.
I think it's just the more of the familiarity thing. It's like we're like, I know what this thing is supposed to look like, but it's, I guess the excuse is that it's the very first one.
I mean, I guess.
I still.
Well, that's not really the biggest problem with this, because this is like the first full xenomorph. This is the first one birthed from a human as we know them. And when chest bursters emerge out of the human host, this is not what they look like.
Yeah,
they're like a larva. They're all wormy and they fucking wriggle off. This is a literal scaled down, tiny, scrawny version of it, and it fucking T-poses at him. It is so fucking strange.
He's just like, "Are you my dad?" And then he raises his arms up to do the YMCA.
It's a certain dominance.
Certain dominance. T-pose.
And it gives him a fucking smile. It's like, jeez, what the fuck is this?
What is this? Who wrote this?
Oh, and then then we just see Shaw, her cut up fucking body.
Yeah, she's just fucking blood up. So it's like, yeah, fucking James Franco and Naomi are fucking pulling out their star-studded performances of being dead.
We thought her eyes were gonna open.
Yeah, I know. Like I was kind of expecting it, like just like, oh, she's I
mean, it had that vibe just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's one of those things where it wouldn't have been surprising.
Oh yeah, he's playing the flute again.
Oh my god. How is he blowing the flute? Whatever. I'll stop.
But remember, Walter can't create things. Oh yeah,
Walter can't create things, but like he's programmed with dope ass karate skills.
Yeah, didn't you see the karate chop in the prologue?
Well, no, actually, by this point you didn't. It's not in the fucking movie.
By this point, you didn't fucking see it.
I wasn't for shitted.
He's got his long resetting karate chop. Wow.
His long resetting, what? It's on a cooldown, is what you're saying? He needs to fucking get the Kronos amulet to fucking make it like so cooldowns released every 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's.
The reason why he lost against fucking David is because he was built wrong. Is that what you're trying to fucking tell me?
Yeah, he was on cooldown, you know.
Yeah, he was.
David was overly fed because he just fucking got so many fucking kills before this.
Yeah, from releasing the black goo, he fucking XP grinded.
Yeah, he like literally grind XP. Had a fucking the entire race. God damn it. God damn it.
I wasn't programmed to create, but I was programmed to kick your ass as they were having that weird kung fu fight.
I wasn't programmed to create, but I was programmed to fucking power game my way through this entire level, bitch.
Beat some ass, brother.
Isn't it a little odd, though, that the older, technically outdated model is the one that won that fight?
I thought that was weird, too. Well, the thing is I thought David disguised as Walter was going to show a lot more noticeable giveaways that he was faking it, because when Walter's like beating his head in with the rock, his voice starts to malfunction. And it's just like, oh, then as he's disguised as Walter, his voice should be fucking up. It's really weird and inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, why
I
is
guess
kind of?
You could also chalk up who won to like the fact one is allowed to think creatively and the other's kind of prevented from doing that. It's kind of a huge handicap, but that would have made for an interesting fight if they actually showed that, but they don't.
Nope.
It's really, oh, no one will ever love you like I do, and then this is when we get the kiss. Fucking Ridley Scott was just fucking licking his lips. He was just like, yeah,
He had a fucking fetish from
yeah.
like
You
what
do
the
it.
fuck, man? It's just no bad touch. Bad touch.
Yeah, and then
No.
they stabbed in the neck, and then he just folded it on himself.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that?
at first
he
I
hit
didn't
the
know what the fuck had just
fuck
happened.
happened.
He
Yeah, it was
folds him in on
weird.
himself like a deck chair.
I thought
Is there
he
a
like
button
hit like
on
a.
him that just does that?
I thought he basically just stabbed the reset button.
I mean, that's
But
what
then
it looks like.
But then it heals.
Then it
It's like he's
heals itself.
hemorrhaging.
It's-
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
because
Are these robots biological? What are you trying to tell us, Ridley Scott?
like
Do you
what?
know?
So Bishop could have just put himself back together. What do you like? The implicate?
Don't worry
Actually,
about
yeah,
it.
the implication of the fact that Walter heals himself. Bishop is supposedly a more advanced model, and yet he can't fucking do that.
And like he's in a more advanced model focused on infiltration, so you'd think that he would like from Wayland, so you'd assume that he'd be like the highest fucking thing, but whatever, fuck it, robots.
You mean
How
Ash?
do-
Are you thinking about Ash with
Ash,
that?
whatever,
Because-
fuck it, fucking robots. I don't fucking know their names. What am I, a robot? Robot person?
They grow hair.
They grow hair. Like, come on, dude. They can do anything if they really wanted to. But no, but like, even Bishop, okay, he's fucking part of the goddamn Colonial Marines. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like,
he
he
should
should
have
be
been
up
able to.
there as a badass. But whatever.
I love the idea. It's like if this means that they can kind of regenerate, that means Bishop should have slapped himself back against his fucking legs and then just gone, all right,
All right, I'll get up and tell this chick to get away from her. You female.
Yeah, Bishop doesn't understand swearing.
Yeah,
Get
he just
away
doesn't
from
give a
her, you
Person,
person.
questionable motivation.
You absolute queen, please do not slay me.
You do not kill the
Oh,
child.
by the
We
way,
have to do that in the next movie.
hold on. This is fucking weird that he's trying to get the fucking face hugger off the guy when it looks like it's clearly all wrapped all the way around him, and yet we were told throughout the series that if you try to
can't.
get it off, that if you do that, it'll rip off that it'll rip off your fucking scalp.
No, but
that it'll-
Ninja's favorite movie, you just fucking, you lightly tap him, then just kill him.
This has already been established in the
And
lore.
it just
Why, I
get
don't-
off,
Yeah.
get off, and
yeah.
it just gets off. It's like, oh, my bad, I didn't realize you didn't want to get graped, you know?
It doesn't want to be
I'll back off.
impolite, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It respects your boundaries.
It like rapes you and then like makes you breakfast in the morning.
tries to
Like,
balance
I'm
it
really
out.
Sorry about that.
You're like, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, honey. It'll never happen again.
I'm sorry, wasn't that like Viggo Mortensen movie where he does end up like raping somebody and then cooks them breakfast like the day after?
What?
What?
I feel really uncomfortable. No, I don't want to know. I don't want you to look that up. I don't want confirmation of that.
Oh,
Some things should stay between Wyatt and his internet provider.
Exactly. You can look that up if you want to. Just don't put that evil on me, Rick and Bobby.
it's like my dad was just watching this movie and suddenly
Oh,
Viggo
sure.
Mortensen was just doing.
mhm. Your dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wow, they really they lean its hardest on the rape allegory in this scene. He's like, no, he's just petting her. He's like, he's about to just like fucking kiss her. It's like, okay, could you not?
Yeah. That was really uncomfortable and really like it was really uncomfortable because he's about to kill her and like, he's kind of like in a bad position.
Well, he's
But
not gonna
also, it's
kill
like,
her.
what is he doing?
He's not gonna kill her. Like he specifically says, like he's gonna he's specifically gonna fuck with her because just like how he fucked with Shaw. Also, their robot kung fu. There have been a few updates since your day, and then just
that introduces kind of another, like, it's like a between movie plot hole. Like, after everything that the robot did in Prometheus, why the fuck would Shaw take it with her?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you can't even make the argument.
Yeah.
You can't even make the argument. It's
God.
like it understands how to fly the ship, so she needs it. When it's like, I feel like Shaw would have just
No.
been perfectly fine with kind of just saying fuck it and just dying.
Even without that, why give him his body back?
Why give
Yeah,
him his body back?
Yeah, like, at least if you're gonna take him with you, just
keep him as a
keep it
head.
disembodied. Yeah, there's no reason to put him back together.
Yeah,
Where's
I-
that
I-
movie?
shit.
That movie sounds fun. Like her in the
Shaun
fucking head.
ahead.
And he's trying to fucking be like, hey, you know, put a body on me. She's like, oh, you tried to kill me. He's like, you're still on that.
Actually, wait, hold on a minute. So after they kill the fucking xenomorph on the ship, and David disguised as Walter is kind of repairing himself and like stapling up his thing. Wouldn't Daniels had seen the fucking hole in his chin from the nail?
Don't worry
Like
about
that-
that. They
that's
can
like-
regenerate.
No, remember,
hair.
it heals. They heal, so
Well,
that doesn't work.
Well, then why
What he
is they
did-
using
what he
staples?
did is he pulled the hair. He pulled the hair off his back and brushed a couple sea turtles.
Right.
He took some skin from his butthole, you know, put it around his face.
Put
to
it
cover up
right
the hole.
there. Just
Put it
yep.
right there. Yeah.
Instead of a
Yeah, no,
flare, by
the-
the way, it's just the flashing light grenade. Like, let me just put that there. In terms of like the technology continuity, again, it's weird how do we know the time difference
Well,
between this and
But here's the thing. At least it's consistently inconsistent. I feel
Yeah.
like you're just gonna have to kind of let this one go. Like,
Well, I
does
was
it
more-
make sense? No, but it's just because the
Well,
movies
I-
were released so far apart.
Well, I
Should
was
they
just
have been
gonna-
consistent? Should they have made an effort to make the technology seem older? Yeah, that would have been a nice
no, no.
touch. But
I wasn't talking about that. I was actually wanting to talk about just the AR-15s. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I
they're
mean,
just slapping
again, it's
some
just yeah.
They
But
just
this
slap
is-
some
how do we go
shit
from
on it,
that
man.
to the pulse rifle and the smart gun, depending? 'Cause-
Okay, yeah. In that regard, they
But
kind of.
well,
personal
yes and no. But I mean, think about the technology difference in just between, say, World War II and now. That's
True.
only 50, 60, 70 years. And look at the technology jump that's happened.
Fair enough. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to remember when this takes place, because if I've heard somebody say that this takes place 10 years before Alien. That's when it gets a little bit weird.
Well, but she slept for what, 60 years between
Fi-
Alien 1 and 2?
52, yeah. Yeah, the time jump, yeah, you do make a good argument. That's like with how time progresses with technology. It's just
Well, that's
I
the
kind
thing
of
about technology. It progresses quite rapidly.
I just kind of laugh that it's like we're in the 21 somethings in Covenant, and yet we're still using like ARs and like AUGs. It just gives me a little chuckle. It's like, really?
If it ain't broke.
Yeah.
It seems fine. It handles its business. It fucking kills the xenomorphs and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
And you could argue that the pulse rifles and shit like that are like more for military grade like things.
yeah.
so-
To be fair, those are colonial marines. These are
Yeah,
just
and
like
A-
random
and-
settlers.
Despite what California wants to tell you, an AR-15 and an M4 are the same fucking gun.
Right.
Maybe this was actually a moment of good world building where it's kind of doing the Firefly. Because they're not like some specialized military outfit, they don't have access to the most advanced technology.
Yeah.
True.
That's.
So then
Oh yeah,
it could
she's
be-
swinging around, just like ah.
So then it could be argued that's a little weird because why aren't they giving the most advanced technology? Because they're literally going to terraform the planet.
Don't.
Yeah.
That's nerd shit. That's nerd shit. Shut up.
Like,
Shut up.
like, goddamn, we just poked a hole in our thing. Fucking movie, stop it! What?
This movie's so bad.
This movie is-
Danny, what are you doing in this shitty fucking movie? Were you here because of James? Did Franco talk you into this?
Franco
There's no
probably
way-
talked him
There's
into
no
this.
way he didn't talk him into this. You know, it might have been the other way around. Like, Danny McBride was offered the role, and he's like, yo, I want to bring my buddy James Franco in. And then fucking Ridley Scott's like, I don't really have anything for him. I guess he could just get lit on fire at the beginning of the movie. We just never see
Franco's
it.
like, yeah, I'm cool with that as long as as long as the check.
Hey, man.
I was gonna say, how much do I get paid? Oh, you're gonna be like $20,000 for like 10 seconds of work? Yeah, fuck it.
It reminds me of the scene in the fucking disaster movie with
Yeah.
Seth Rogen where he's like, holy shit, I didn't think the check would clear.
Oh, yeah.
No, this account is like bottomless.
Oh yeah, like the disaster artist, like the documentary about like not the documentary, the mockumentary about the fucking room.
No, the mockumentary about the book about the room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's such like a fucking
Get it right.
It's a very meta movie, okay?
yeah.
You're doing great, man. You're doing great. I love how Tommy's like, it didn't take us like 100 takes to do that one thing. It took us like 20. He's like, bitch, what?
That's your
Dude, that
concern?
movie's great. Like, why are we watching? Why are we talking about the
The
room?
disaster artist. I mean I.
No, both.
Oh.
I'm still waiting on Big Shark to come out.
Dude, that's don't talk about that. It's like one of my. It's like depressing on level.
But
of my
what if
Xbox
it's
time.
like objectively better than Deep Blue Sea 2 and 3?
I mean, it's going.
How?
to be.
How can it not? Deep Blue Sea fucking had a guy fucking fucking swan dive into a shark's mouth.
I mean, he did like a fucking champ.
I loved the order of events though. The whole like I'd rather die with them than be your friend. Jumps off boat. Shark jumps out of water. He lands in shark's mouth. We were more surprised the evil man just didn't have a response to that, or just didn't even react.
Yeah, that needed like a fucking one line.
Oh yeah, and it was the perfect setup for an absolute zinger, and he just didn't take his shot. Like,
Not even a zinger. He could have
dude,
just
at
been like,
least try.
I'm conflicted if like I feel bad that I'm missing these movies with you guys. It's like, yeah, one hand hot, but then on the other time, it's like I'm not watching them. So
you're
Okay,
missing
I will
it.
say that the
You're missing out on
second
some
one
laughs,
is
but-
much more worth watching for the sake of how bad it is. The third one is mostly just really fucking boring.
Yeah, they tried to connect it too. They tried to connect 1 and 2 to 3. It was really weird.
They
Yeah, I'll
really
actually
did.
say 2 and 3 are more connected than 1 and 2.
Yeah. It's just for some reason they bring up, it's like, oh, but this was supposed to be like a cure for Alzheimer's. It's like, are they referencing the first movie?
They actually did.
I'm
Very briefly, but they did.
I'm still just blown away that it's the behind the scenes Fast and the Furious franchise where they just kept coming out with movies. It's like, wait, what?
I mean, only in Deep Blue
How many
Sea
fucking
2
movies
do we
can
see
you
a
make about
man.
fucking shark?
Only in Deep Blue Sea 2 do we see a man re at a shark.
Oh my god! Stop! You're lying. My mom told me to warn me about liars like you.
So, here's my question: where the hell did the second xenomorph come from?
What do you mean? It came from Loeb. Remember he had the face hugger on his face for like fucking 10 seconds?
Then that was way too fast to implant a fucking egg. It needs to be
A
on
lot of
there.
things have been way too fast for anything. Like it's all stupid as fuck. Like I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm not saying it's good. It's just what it is.
Is that wait? That really is how it happened?
Well, no,
in
because
the
he
film?
survives.
Does
Remember
he?
they cut the fate. Yeah, he's there. They're
Yeah,
putting the
he-
wax and shit on his
Yeah,
face. at
that's
the
the
end of
thing. If it
Yeah,
really...
but then I thought like he was like dead, like in the thing. No?
no,
No.
he's just hanging out there. But hold on, it spawned from the med lab though. So did it Hold on, this is really fucking weird.
Wait, hold up. Dude, I honestly thought it was.
Hold on,
the Mexican
I'm just gonna
dude. Is it not?
I'm just gonna fast forward. Hold on, because she wakes up.
Let's figure this out.
She gets woken up. Okay, Captain
It makes
Daniels
his-
report to the med bay.
It makes
And
as
she's
little
like-
sense as like a fucking defensive
And-
player not building any defensive
she's
units.
like,
the
Oh
she's
no,
like,
you're
why?
right because he was alive at the. He was alive when they were on the little escape ship, but then once he got back to the med bay, I
They
think he
knocked-
did die.
Well, no, they were planning on putting him back in stasis. He was on an IV drip, and they were putting like this goo on his face.
Well, right, but that's my point. They put the goo on him, and then because he'd already
Died
been
from-
impregnated.
But oh, that's so fucking weird. Like
They don't
yeah,
actually show the bursty thing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they
don't
skip
have-
right to it because they're heading towards the med bay. I
The
think
Meg?
it's
I don't know.
The Meg.
Sharks.
Yeah, it's
Hold
a shark
on.
movie.
So
You wouldn't understand.
It's an allegory for sharks.
Yeah.
wait. So
What?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's a movie
that's
Jason
his,
Statham.
that's his fucking yeah. There's a hole in his chest. How the fuck did it fucking? You're telling me he didn't say anything? Yeah, because
No,
he
he
was
was
still
fine.
conscious when it
Listen,
happened.
dude, you can't blame victims for not coming forward. Okay, it's just really hard for them to really just get behind anything.
There's a parasite inside of me.
He
Listen,
wouldn't know that. Why would he know
I
that?
wouldn't. Yeah, why? Actually, yeah.
Well,
Why would he know that?
But it shoved a tube down his mouth and fucking.
Okay, and why would he know what that means or what that does?
Yeah.
Okay, in this instance, the fucking
enough
medical
to kind of
officer
change
would have
that
wanted to
with a
fucking
very
give him a
large
CAT
frame of
scan.
reference for. Also, bear in mind that he's never seen an Aliens movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
They're-
Fine, but
They're
then
not
in the
called
instance
zombies.
of
They're
their
called shamblers.
in the instance of him returning to the ship, I feel like he would have said something, and then they would have given him like a scan or something, and they would have seen the fucking embryo. These
You're
things are very
assuming a lot
Why
of
he's in
things,
the
though.
med-
that they
Right.
follow standard procedure and report their shit of what happened.
But yeah,
People have to
that's
fill out
why
their
they're
reports.
in the med bay. They were in the process of it, but they didn't really get time to finish.
That's what she said.
And then then it releases the further issue of things just happen way too fast.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean,
Because that
so it's crazy is that like that's not inconsistent then because it's just like yeah, it just shit happens.
yeah, because he was established.
I
by
don't
the
like
first
I don't
movie
like it
that-
at all, but yeah, that's kind of like what it is now.
Yeah. Well, it's like as the series has been going on, have you guys been noticing how the gestation time has just been shorter and shorter?
Oh yeah, they fucking crank those xenomorphs out pretty much instantly just so that they can get to it.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, these things take time.
Yeah, these things they take time.
Kane took like essentially like what day and a half. Then, God knows how long for the people in Hadley's Hope. I would assume same thing because this was in the time where it was consistent. Then 3, it takes way too long, but then you could argue it's because it's a queen. Resurrection, they just keep skipping time, so it's very inconsistent. Then Alien vs. Predator, it's like 5 minutes. Face hugger. 2 seconds later, chest burster. 5 seconds later, full grown fucking xenomorph. It's like, oh, okay.
Movie's dumb.
Yeah, this movie's really fucking dumb.
Like let's just call it there. It's a dumbass movie. It's a shame that it fucking won, like it like broke even or whatever. But hey, its fucking sequel got canceled.
Well, no, because now it's turned into a fucking series that's all about what if
It's
inequality never got
I-
solved.
The sequel was canceled. We'll just take this like one victory at a time, dude. Don't take this away from me.
What if David is in the TV show? I'd
That'd
be like,
fun.
fuck
I
this.
I really hope he has long hair and it's dyed.
He went specifically back to the blonde hair at the ends.
No, he's
Exactly.
bald now for no reason.
Oh, we
for no
made.
reason.
Oh, also, what did the fucking xenomorph turn into fucking Jason Voorhees? Yeah, like people are having sex. I gotta fucking
Oh
kill
yeah,
the
and
shit
it
out
has
of
like
them.
a sense of humor because it goes up to her fucking cunt for no
Gooch, and
reason.
it's like, yeah,
it
what's up?
tickles her fanny. Just I don't know. It wants to join in.
It's so fucking
He's
weird.
like, now it's a party.
Well, I mean, it is literally a monster, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look here it goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Little
supposedly it fucks Lambert to death with its fucking tail.
Yeah, Jesus, God. Oh God.
It's a good thing the copyright filter. I'm just gonna fast forward as well. It's a good thing the copyright filter covered those tits.
good old copyright filter.
Oh, God.
saving
Protecting us
the
from
day.
horny.
You're
Saving
welcome.
Save-
Protecting Max from the horny. But then it's like, wait a minute. But Max is always horny. Bum bum.
that's the secret, Wyatt. I'm always horny.
Always horny.
You just turn into the buff doggo meme.
I've been unblocked. My power limiter has been unleashed.
uh, how do you guys
Prepare
feel
for
about
Instagram screenshots?
how do you guys feel about how they killed the xenomorph with the with shoving it in the truck and then trying to jettison it into space?
It's
That
no more
scene
stupid than
where
anything else.
I was about to say it's not as dumb as the fucking.
fiendishly stupid.
It's not as dumb as the fucking their great escape with her fucking thrashing about on the fucking outside of the ship. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. We also see an instance of what their vision looks like. And it's
so
just a fucking.
fuck you people who said they were blind. Fuck
Well,
you.
they
have
supposedly
eyes,
They
are
don't
blind.
have eyes.
No, they
sense
have
through sound
eyes.
and smell, so they shouldn't have any
Well,
kind of
yeah,
vision.
but Ridley Scott has confirmed that those
Confirmed
motherfuckers
that-
have vision.
Yeah, that they can
Where?
see like
Fuck it.
screen.
Bitch, where though?
It's in the fucking helmets. Like legit. I
Also,
I
how
always
did
thought.
it know what a camera was?
Don't shut up with your nerd
Xenomorphs are
shit,
intelligent.
man.
Shut up.
Yeah, they know. They
But they're
understand how to
not,
work
though. They have
elevators.
insectoid intelligence. That's
Yeah,
No,
it's-
elevators.
Hold on, they are somehow dumb as a fucking like insect, and yet smart enough to fucking like sacrifice each other to melt the fucking floor to get out of the containment in Resurrection. They're
well, no,
they're
that goes
intelligent.
towards insectoid intelligence as well. That's fine because
What?
bees and hornets can self-sacrifice to achieve a colony goal.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
It's
actually
a bit of a
thought.
stretch,
pretty rough.
but like it tracks. But
Yeah, when
know
you-
what a camera is, and
Yeah,
knowing
okay.
that you want to turn them off. That's like human intelligence. You need
And-
like a whole host of different fucking concepts that an insect could never grasp to even wrap your mind around what a camera is.
Mhm.
Also,
But like, I trust that they know that their blood is corrosive.
fair enough. I didn't know that bees and hornets could actually do that. And I
Yeah, do you know
Oh,
how
yeah.
bees kill
Have you ever
hornets?
seen that thing where a bunch of hornets will like swarm a thing and like burn it to death?
Well, no, that's bees.
No.
So if a hornet gets into like a beehive because they can't sting because it'll kill them, what they'll do is they'll basically all bear hug it and then start to vibrate really fast and literally cook it. And yeah, some of the bees will
Yeah.
die on the inside, but like towards the interior of it. But yeah, it gets the fucking job done. Like no more fucking hornet attacking the hive.
That is
nature
pretty
is fucking
thinking
metal.
about
It's pretty
It
fucking
is
sick.
so
Like not gonna
fucking
lie,
cool.
like it's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's literally how they do.
Fair enough. I may not be
Yeah,
afraid
it's
of
pretty brutal. Like the first time you hear it, it's like, oh, happy little bumblebees. It's like, vibrate him to death,
Well, it's
purify
like,
him in fire.
Well, it's like nature is metal, and also it's like, yeah, I may not be afraid of bees, but that like
That's
they
pretty
sure do
fucked up.
try.
No, pretty.
Well,
I
if
think they're like-
they're killing a hornet, they're on my side.
I was about to say, yeah, that's for the greater good. Let's be honest.
It's for the Imperium.
For the great,
Imperium of bee.
the greater good. Shut it.
Okay. Bees.
uh, so they're basically
can't
their
have
whole
her.
goal was
No one
just
can.
they're just like chuck it into space, and it just jumps. Oh, and how Daniels fucking like figured out that the timing of this was gonna work was insane. When she just basically just what's that
Just
that
like a
movie where
ring
Jackie
at the
Chan's
edge.
like on fucking roller skates? He's like going on like underneath trucks to avoid getting run over, just flattens himself. Like that's like that level of fucking timing that she would have had to have during that fucking moment. It is
That's pretty dumb.
insane. They also just Bay's like, did it get her? She's like, help me.
Yeah, like legit, like it's dumb. Like there's a moment in Sherlock Holmes where like they like where a fucking ship goes over like his head or whatever, and it's kind of like the same thing. It's like what the fuck.
Also, this
Stupid.
shot of Walter I'm sorry, David being all relieved. That's clearly just there for the fucking audience.
Yeah, but
Because if that was
that's
really
so
David,
stupid.
David probably would have been a little bit
Like,
frustrated.
he'd have been screaming, no! But then why did he help them? It's so stupid. Like, why didn't he pretend to help them? Be like, oh no, the door's stuck. It doesn't close. What the fuck? I don't know. It looks like the xenomorph's gonna kill you guys.
It's kind of like how, like, I hate to say it, but in Frozen, it's like how it tricks you with Hans being not Hans, no, it was Hans.
Yeah, Hans.
How how he turns out to be the bad guy, but you wouldn't know because in the fucking scene where he fell in the fucking boat and he lifts it up and that smile, that's clearly for the fucking audience. It's just like, oh, because if he really was like hated the sister as much as like the film would later reveal, then he would have been fucking like scowling at her or something because no one could see
he
him.
didn't hate her though. That's the thing. He just
I was about to
didn't
say,
know-
like,
he didn't
oh,
give a
that's-
shit about her.
Yeah, I was about to say,
He
like,
was
I don't.
happy that his plan was working, so I fully buy that he was pleased.
Yeah, I was about to say, and like, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. But like, is it like a fucking really cool feat of like, shit, or like he saved somebody, so he was kind of a cool guy? Like, if that's the case,
Well, he
No,
does have a
no.
moment like that actually when she goes off to find her sister because he's a noble, he's an aristocrat, he's used to being in charge. He kind of takes the lead, and when everything's covered in ice, he's making sure people have blankets and
Yeah, he
making sure
does.
people are all right. Like he's actually doing a good job of making himself look good, look competent and reliable. So yeah, he does actually have a moment like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
I,
So he's not a complete scumbag.
so
He's just Disney level scumbag, where it's like, oh, it came out of nowhere.
Well, I mean,
out
hold
of-
on. People keep using the word Disney to mean like really padded and child-friendly. Claude Frollo is Disney evil, and that motherfucker's capital E evil.
that's
The
bad guy.
bad guy from
priest.
Hunchback. No,
yeah, Hunter. Yeah,
that shit gets
yeah,
dark.
yeah, that guy.
That guy was
pretty
full on
just
genocidal.
wait till
That's fucking
wait till wait till his Disney movie
Disney
happens
evil.
and they make just a joke at the Catholic Church like, oh, he's evil because he was molested or something. Who
Yeah,
fucking
he's
knows?
he's a
I
Gizmo.
do not think they're gonna have that in a Disney movie.
They're not. They're just gonna try to find some way to make Frollo sympathetic, just like how they tried to do that for Cruella.
Maybe they'll
God.
just like both gender and race swap him, so
Yeah.
therefore nothing he does could ever be construed as
A hunchback kicked his mom off of fucking railing. Nowhere.
yes.
Uh,
A hunchback drop kicked his mom.
Drop kicked his mom. That's what I'm worried about. It's fine.
In terms of like out of context, that scene where Daniels realizes that it's not Walter and it's David. Out of context, that could be fucking terrifying. But it's like,
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking
Yeah.
horrible like reveal. But then it's like, wait, how?
but
why,
yeah, but it's like
when,
with the rest of the movie. Oh, and also as he's just regurgitating these eggs, like,
Oh god, yeah, that was hilarious. We wanted him to keep going. We thought we were going to get like a full season.
I
Yeah.
would shit.
Like
I
the
would
credits would start
I,
rolling. And you
Yeah,
would
like,
look
how
up,
doesn't-
he's just still there.
I
looking at
legit
eggs.
thought like it was gonna keep going. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, me too. Can we talk about the fact that he cut his hand off
I thought
just to
so.
be?
When they were when Daniels was repairing him and it showed like the stump looked longer than his actual like his other arm with his hand, so I thought
Yeah,
David just covered
Oh.
it, but it's like no,
Uh,
apparently he actually did just cut his fucking hand off.
Yeah, because he can just grow a body. Don't worry about it.
He didn't grow a body. It'll shot it. Well, actually, hold on. As far as we're concerned,
Not in the
like,
movie.
Yeah,
It's literally not in the movie.
Yeah.
So he grows a fucking body.
yeah. Because well, hold on. Would you say it's safe to assume that Shaw slapped it back on? The problem is like,
Why
that's-
would she slap it back on to the
Well,
person
that-
who betrayed her?
That's the
It's
retarded
so
bit.
dumb.
That's
It's so
yeah,
dumb.
that's- It's very fucking
Nothing
stupid.
makes sense. So fuck it. I don't like any explanation. Yeah, got it.
So, what do you think is going to happen when they get to the planet? Like, what's he going to
It's-
do?
Since
Well, the
Alien.
implication is that he's putting
gonna
those
create-
xenomorph babies in there, so that on the way over, he's going to turn this entire colony ship into a hive.
Hold on,
Right.
since
Okay.
He's gonna create the alien race, basically.
So this was
Yeah.
VLC. I forgot when I was showing this off Amazon. I forgot we got so fucking mad when the thing. It's like next up Alien. Like it's like oh fuck you.
No, but don't you want to see how the story continues? It's like, no, that's dumb. How does that
No, I
continue
don't want to
the story?
acknowledge the fact these movies are in the same fucking franchise.
But my themes.
As far as like all of us are concerned, the series ended at fucking Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were two movies. They were great, and then it just never
And it
went
just
on.
stopped, yeah.
Such a tragedy.
It's so terrible. I would have loved to seen a guy ricochet a grenade off of a fucking thing.
I was gonna like, I know, River, you're not like the objective analysis type like the rest of us. I'm just, however, looking at your list and it's just like, wow, you put Covenant like right after fucking Aliens.
What?
It's in your third spot. Yeah, if you look at River's
What?
rating, she
Wait,
went
hold up.
Alien,
Hold up.
Aliens, Covenant, Prometheus, Resurrection, and then 3. And it's just
You
like,
put Resurrection under Covenant. Excuse me, ma'am. We're about to have some words. Why?
Well, the way I felt at the moment was that I just found it more. Okay, so this is the way I feel about it. I felt more emotionally invested with the characters in Covenant than I did in several of the other movies.
that's why I said like she wasn't. That's why I said she didn't rank this the same way that all of us did.
Fair enough.
Now, if you had to rank this objectively, where would you? What would your order be? Because
What's your assessment of how well made the movies are, or how
Yeah.
well written and that kind of thing?
How did that make you feel?
Fuck, I don't know. Because I
you
don't know.
can you can do it. Do that thing called thinking, critical thinking. You've watched all. You've watched all the movies.
All right, you talk amongst yourselves, and I'll make another list.
Well, I think, guys, that we should wait for River to look at. uh,
Yeah,
No,
the conversation just fucking stops. No, we'll fucking wait.
no, I think, guys, we should come to the conclusion that we should wait for her to come up with a conclusion. Yeah, this movie stunk. You know what movie doesn't stunk?
Oh, hold on. We can't just immediately just move on because then
Yes, we can.
her ranking's gonna make no sense in context of the conversation. At least if we stay on Alien. At least we can. At least it makes sense.
There's an alien somewhere in there, probably.
I mean, so
Before the kid tackled, he was probably watching Alien. I don't know.
yeah. After we watched this, we kind of did basically. We ranked all of these films, and let's see. Out of the 5 of us. So with me, I put Alien at number 1 spot and Aliens at second. Those two can actually kind of just be swapped given the mood I'm in. It's the thing is,
Most of us had the first two on roughly the same time.
yeah, they're 1 and 2 are pretty much always at the top of the list.
I feel like we could talk you into talking that 2 is the best, but
Well, hold on. The thing is, like, Alien is the better horror movie, but Alien's the better action movie. That's why I said it. It's why they can be swapped at a given time. It's because
I feel like with character wise, done just like everything that Aliens has going for it, I feel like it's a better movie than Alien 1. Like I feel like that could be argued.
Yeah, you can make that. You can make that argument.
Like despite them being different genres, I feel like the one is a superior movie. Because like you wouldn't say that like The Room and like, you know, I don't fucking know.
I was gonna say you went for like
like are in the same, like even though they're different genres, like that doesn't like exclude them from being better than the other.
Well, I mean, the argument is normally made of like which is better, Terminator 1 or Terminator 2.
I thought you were about to say Terminator 1 or The Room. I was like, wait, what?
No, and the argument is very similar. Like, people do argue if 1 or 2 is better. I would argue 2 because, well, hold on. The problem with that is at the end of the day, Terminator 2 is an awesome film, but it's kind of already inherently breaking a lot of the the time travel rules set up by the first movie.
Honestly, the best way to compare Terminator 1 and 2 is look at it the same way you look at Alien. One is a horror movie and one is an action movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, but I was saying I feel like Aliens objectively is a superior movie, but I feel like that
Oh,
can be said.
I agree. Yeah, that's why Alien.
Mhm.
It's the best the franchise has ever put out, and they have never been able to replicate it.
Yeah, I'm willing to concede and swap the two. That's why I kind
Like I
of
said, I don't. And,
there's-
like I'm not like hating on you or whatever, but like
No,
I
I get it.
feel like that one's the better movie, and I
Yeah.
feel like we could talk about it more. But
Mhm.
it is what it is. Like
But
if you like the
I-
other one better, that's just you.
But I put in third and fourth, I put Resurrection, then 3, and then 5 and 6, I put Prometheus and Covenant.
Mhm.
Like, I honestly think Covenant is at the bottom of the fucking list.
Yeah,
It's
Covenant's
that
just so
bad.
dumb. Like Covenant, like it starts from the beginning and just doesn't stop being fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
So objectively, I have them in the order that they came out.
So you think it's like an absolute steady decline?
Yep.
I don't know how to feel about that one either.
Huh. Then hold on. Yeah, that's a little weird because then hold on now because now I'm thinking of the implication of when I put Aliens in the second spot. It's like, oh, then that means like it objectively is worse. And it's like I don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, I
so
mean,
yeah.
both of them
That's-
are roughly on the
that's why.
same tier, but that's a bit hand wavy. Is like
Yeah.
one of them, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of it, one of them does come out as being better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'd argue that Aliens is the better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But-
I would also
But
argue
the
that
fact
Aliens
that
is a
you
little
put
better.
3 over 4.
Because-
Yeah, even I-
can, objectively, I also put 3 over 4 because
I don't know,
it's
I thought-
just more tightly written.
I thought we came to the conclusion that like 4 actually didn't have a lot of bullshit in it, and 3 did.
Well, 4 Resurrection remained internally consistent, and that was the key thing about it. But in terms of like
Yeah.
throughout the series, it kind of does stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I thought we agreed that Resurrection was more entertaining, but Alien 3 was not.
Well, no, because we started looking at Alien 3 objectively, and it kind of doesn't hold
Yeah,
up.
this
at
is
all.
kind of a conversation we had after we watched both Cubed and Resurrection, was that a lot of people kind of dismiss Resurrection a little bit because it's a bit more cartoony, it's a bit more actiony. But if you look at it on its own and how consistent it is with itself, it actually doesn't have that many problems.
Yeah, like there
It's
was, like, the
only
problem-
when you line them all up that it's not consistent with the others, but that's not really the measurement we're going for.
Yeah,
Internally, it's actually fairly consistent.
Yeah, and it was like weird because like there was like a lot of issues that I thought I was having, and it's like, wait, why the fuck would you send this ship back to Earth? Well, it's like, well, because Earth is a shithole. I can't
Well-
and it sucks. I can't actually remember the other 2, but there were like 2 that like really grabbed my goat, but they were kind of like it made sense once the movie finished. So, like I said, I don't remember them off the top of my head.
I, however, would not put 3 at the bottom of the pile.
That's
Covenant
between you.
Covenant is
That's between you
fucking
and that
way
guy.
worse.
Covenants.
Yeah, actually, what was it that put Alien 3 at the very bottom for you? Like, even below Prometheus and Covenant?
Again, that's when I was rating them in terms of entertainment value.
That was
Yeah,
her
and
entertainment
Cubed is the
value.
most boring. I can give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Ninja who puts it objectively
Ninja
like, at the
who,
bottom
like,
of the pile.
Who sticks by? It's at the bottom of the pile. So yeah, I feel like that question was more loaded.
Well,
to Ninja.
again, I mean, I feel like if you're looking at it from entertainment purposes, like as bad as Covenant and Prometheus are, just from sheer like body horror elements and like River said, entertainment value, I would rather watch those than watch Alien Cubed. Like Cubed is just, to me, it's just worthless as a film. Like it doesn't offer anything for the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just when I was making this list, I kind of just I don't care about the entertainment value. What I was caring about was like just like
Objective
running
quality.
it through the
Well,
robot.
to me,
and being-
entertainment value is part of objective quality.
Yeah.
Because if something is objectively good but offers no entertainment, then why is it good?
I mean, you can make
You
that argument
fucked
for
up.
2000.
You missed the point. You know what I mean? Like it's
But then
And,
there's
like-
some films that are objectively good, but we just don't watch.
Well,
Like,
Who
the
says
thing is-
that? I don't say 2001: A Space Odyssey is objectively good. If it's not entertaining, fuck it. It's a piece of shit.
Like, we don't watch the movies. Like, it's
Like
that's
this
the
whole
thing,
thing
like,
of
Well, I would
here's
say
a story. Man gets up, he goes to the shop, he buys the thing he wants, he goes home. That story is objectively perfect. Absolutely iron tight in terms of consistency, logical coherency. It's just also boring as absolute pig shit. So they're two completely different scales.
yeah, and I would say things that are, if you're rating something by entertainment value, or if you're including that, that is an element of subjectivity. But so if you're trying to go completely by objectivity, then entertainment value can't be a part of it.
So yeah, they are two completely different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of entertainment value, Prometheus and Covenant do actually have fucking
Yeah, they
good
do-
shit on offer.
Yeah, they
They
do have
look
that over
better,
3,
they're
yes.
a lot cleaner, the body horror is actually really fucking well done.
it's really effective. Yeah.
So yeah, in that sense, they've got good shit going for them. It's just none of it makes any goddamn sense.
Yeah, it's just fucking nonsense, however.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Ninja's onto it. Because when we started looking at, because like the whole contention of this whole arc is we were trying to figure out which one was the better movie, 3 or Resurrection, and like 3 just is kind of fucked. Like looking at it like writing wise, it's kind of like bullshit. So I don't know if I'd put it lower than the other.
Hold on. Would you still put it above Covenant though?
Yeah, but I mean, Covenant's just like Covenant. Not only is Covenant bad, but it's also like bad, like for my personal bias. So like, I really can't be unbiased towards it. I really think it's like
That like, see, here's the thing: Prometheus and Covenant retroactively fuck with Alien and Aliens.
Mhm.
Like, that's a thing. At least with 3 and Resurrection, that was just the series moving forward. The nature of it being a prequel, like, it fucks with shit. It's like, oh great, it still doesn't answer like the question of like how if say David really did create the fucking xenomorph, how the fuck did the space jockey end up with all those eggs in LV-426? It's still like, it's really weird.
Mhm.
That's why I say at the end of the day, it's more damaging to the overall series than 3.
It's just strange.
See,
'Cause-
and I don't agree because 3, whether you like it or not, is the one that killed the fucking franchise in the first place.
Mhm.
So how can
That's
you
not
say the
more
other
of a
one is
meta
more
argument,
damaging?
though.
Yeah, that's a meta argument.
Since when have you fucking dismissed meta arguments? Don't come at me with that shit.
I was about to say, like, honestly, I feel like that still kind of puts into play. Like, we all have issues with a lot of the stuff that's happening in the MCU right now because, like, it's kind of fucking with the meta.
Well, it's
No,
fucking with
that's
its
the actual
it's-
internal consistency of the world in
Yeah.
which it all takes place.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucking
not
with
meta,
its own
that's
world.
in-universe. Whereas if there was some studio reason why we dislike these movies, like someone was in charge that we just for some reason had a big personal beef with, and that's why we were hypercritical of them, that would be a meta reason. Because it's got nothing to do with what's happening in the story.
Okay.
Well, we also explained how nothing that happens in Prometheus and Covenant really damaged the world building. Because his biggest gripe was that fucking David is the one who created the xenomorphs, and we already established that that's not as much of a problem as why it makes it out to be.
Then how did the fucking eggs get to LV-426? That fucking, like,
Actually
that
kind
makes
of
no
a-
sense.
Could you not just argue that that's where that colony ship ended up?
No, because it was going to fucking Orion or whatever the fuck
Well, wherever it was originally going is now out the fucking window because they're not the ones in control of it anymore.
Fair enough. I guess you could
Satan
assume
David
that.
is.
Like, neither one of the movies ends exactly where Alien 1 picks up. So it's not, like they are prequels, but they're not directly setting up the events of that film. Like even as bad as what was it, Rogue One was, at least it directly led into A New Hope.
Mhm.
But these movies don't do the same thing.
Yeah,
It was more their attempt at building the answering questions that supposedly some people had about the world.
the questions were certainly there. I honestly think the questions shouldn't have been answered.
But that's a subjective
Yeah,
thing.
I was about to say it's like it just happens to, from a subjective value, just turned out to be really fucking lame.
Yeah,
And-
like basically you're saying you don't like the answer by the content creator, which is fine. Like that's an opinion to have, but it's like it doesn't change the fact that the director or the creator or whatever felt like they needed to be answered.
I guess it's probably because of the black goo. They use the black goo as a hand wavy attempt to make David create this just creature, and
Yeah, the
there's
black
kind of
goo
a
is
through.
absolutely a problem.
Yeah,
It's completely inconsistent, and it is the backbone of all of the answers we're actually given. It's a mystery goo. Instead of like a mystery box, we have this mystery jar, and we're shown what's in it, and it's just plot goo.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could argue that the answers to the questions we didn't even ask are absolutely unsatisfying and not well written. And they break their own movies. Like the
Yeah.
Black Goo breaks Prometheus. Are we gonna say that it breaks the franchise? That it breaks the world overall?
I thought that was kind of Wyatt's argument. Is it not?
I would kind of argue it is, because that ends up being the starting line. It ends up being
Yeah,
the
but
gun
it's
that,
not directly responsible for the xenomorphs. Like theoretically, it on its own wouldn't have created the xenomorphs. It was with David's, meddling and mad scientist shit that eventually happened. Which, I mean, I guess you could say is stupid or bad or whatever, but it's kind of what we're presented, what we're left with.
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoyed the mad scientist thing. I thought that was interesting.
I mean, I think it's an interesting angle. Like, you can argue the way that it, pans out is kind of stupid, but, like, the idea itself is fine.
Yeah, its execution was just kind of shit.
Yeah, the idea that we create this version of a human who's superior in any way and just won't die, but this version specifically also has the ability to create, so you trap him on an abandoned planet, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna create, using the most powerful and advanced tool at his disposal, which is the black goo. So that side of it is fine. It's just the fact that it's used as a retcon explanation for where all of this comes from.
Yeah, because
it's just not satisfying.
Yeah, through Covenant and Prometheus, the black goo
satisfying is a subjective thing. Like, it's hard to get away from that. As much as we hate to admit it, some of the objective and the subjective kind of blends together sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it gets messy, and that's why there's so many people that are like, oh, objectivity is not a thing. And it's like, well, it is, but it's like, they kind of both are. You need both pieces to make the, final product that everyone's actually happy with.
Right. Then also that also boils down to just people's taste. There are some people that would rather just look at the more objectively sound thing, regardless of its entertainment value. Like, in all honesty, I would rather watch the Slurs example of the guy that just goes to a shop and gets a sandwich. I'd watch that movie any day, other than just like something
Other than
that's like
what? Like
explosion. Something that's just
Transformers or
explosions, but
something?
makes. Oh, I fucking hate Transformers, dude.
I mean, sure. I guess the guy going to get a sandwich is technically a better movie.
But I thought you hated slice of life.
Oh
Hey.
fuck, got him.
Oh damn.
Got him, Your
No, I do not inherently hate slice of life. I'm just not interested in anime slice of life. But like I read like My Giant Nerd Boyfriend and Murs. They make that entertaining enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because they tackle like their perspective is both as artists, so their whole thing is like just about the process in creating the thing. Which there might be an anime that's all about that. I just haven't seen it yet. A slice of life where the character is an anime creator. I wonder if that does exist.
What?
Oh, it
sure it
absolutely fucking
Oh,
does.
okay.
Yeah, it's called JoJo Part 4.
Maybe like an episode, but not the entire thing.
No,
JoJo's
you
is
were,
weird.
no,
there's
he was
like half the
referencing
fucking movie,
Cosmonaut.
some manga out there which is about a mangaka and just like his daily fucking life.
Yeah, it's like that probably.
There's Chicago Kira. No, it's funny. There's a one of the characters in Part 4 is a mangaka, and he's kind of a fucking weirdo. And people are asking in the interview, it's like, Araki, is this you? And he's like, no, not that weird.
Well, it's like then even in Hunter x Hunter, they made the joke of what's his face was just hanging out in and it was basically like a perfect replica of the creator
Yeah.
at a certain point.
Just drowning in garbage. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how much is this real?
All right, River, would you like to stick around for us talking about Nobody, or would you?
I am going to bow out.
Okay,
Thank you, though.
this is fun. I'm glad we can finally tie aliens just fucking up, and it's like it's over. Well, until I release the Alien 3 debate.
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah, I'm really sorry. It's funny because actually, Ninja was the one who bought the or rented Alien Covenant, and I felt so bad. I like sent him his money back. I'm like, dude, I'm so
oh
sorry.
my god.
I'm sorry that you did that.
We watched we watched like as I'm quickly adjusting sizes through Discord. We watched this whole series pretty much mostly on Amazon because most of it was like free with Prime. But then Prometheus was just kind of just chilling by itself on HBO Max, like, and didn't have
That's,
any
like,
of the rest of the
only one?
series. Yeah, like the only movies related to any of the series was Prometheus and both Alien vs Predator movies. And just before we start the Nobody talk, I think we had this conversation like for really quickly, and it was the which franchise was it? Which one was better? Or it was the literally Alien versus Predator. Which one?
Yeah, I brought it up as a fun like topic, but I mean, if you want to like rank them, like out of curiosity, what do you guys think?
Predator
you
1
think
is
so?
clearly at the fucking top.
I don't know. Aliens might.
I don't like so. Here's the thing: if you want to put Predator 1 versus Aliens.
Oh
like,
no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about
conversation.
out of all the Predator films. No, Predator 1 is
Okay.
clearly at the top of all Predator.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
sorry, I wasn't saying of the entire like combined series. No, that would need a actual.
That's a
that would need
take and a half
that.
right there.
Yeah, I was going to say we really need to sit down and like. I feel like we'd have to watch them back to back, regardless of how soon we've already seen Aliens. I feel like we'd have to watch Predator and then watch Aliens again. It's like, all right, now let's do it. Information's fresh in everybody's brain, because that is.
I think the problem here is that the Alien franchise has the best movie between the two, and the Predator franchise has the worst movie between the two.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Hold on. What was worse, the Predator or Alien Covenant, or in some
The Predator.
case? Oh,
That is
No hesitation.
Autism to fight global warming. I think. Yeah, I kind of.
Literal weaponized autism.
Yeah, we literally have a guy accidentally shoot himself in the fucking head.
Oh
like
yeah.
it's literally like it's a borderline
Get-
comedy at that point.
Jump into a fucking jet engine.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there was a guy who just like fired his gun while jumping into a jet engine. I forgot about that too.
Jeez,
Fuck
again,
me.
maybe you're right.
Yeah, the Predator is like the worst fucking. There's like the fucking Uber CGI Predator that just the biggest slap in the face of the franchise. How it just kills a regular Predator and it fucking makes that mewling squeaky noise as his fucking head gets crushed.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, way to slap us all in the face.
And it's like the thing you love. No, it's funny because Nostalgia Critic has like that weird thing when he talks about Jurassic Park 3, I think it is.
Yeah,
where it's
when
like the
the
T-Rex
motherfucking
gets
T-Rex.
killed by the Spinosaurus, and he's like, it's kind of like if like you had a fucking toy, and it's like, oh, do you like this toy? And, like this brand new toy I got for you. It's like, no, but I like my old toy. It's like, no, fuck that. You like new toy now. It's like, oh. I guess that's
Can't
it.
be have an
Like,
old toy.
can't.
Old toy is a thing you already have.
You
and never
already
get
have it.
replaced.
Like,
Yeah, you need,
oh yeah, and
you
like
need the
in the
new
analogy,
one.
it's like the little girl's playing with like a Barbie doll, or like playing with like a Dora doll, and like the dad's like, "Well, we have Barbie now," and he's like, "She's like, well, Barbie's cool, but I really like my Dora doll," and like he just uses the Barbie doll to smack the Dora doll. He's like, "Oh, Barbie killed Dora. Now you have now you have to like Barbie now." It's like, what? No.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah, like
I think this might be
like,
just a journey
I feel like the Predator might actually be the worst movie because
well,
yeah,
yeah.
it does. I feel like it's objectively like more damaging to the franchise than Covenant was. As horrifying as the implication as that is.
It's just damaging to fucking watch.
Well, yeah, not only is it damaging to watch, yeah, it does fuck with its own franchise in the sense, like, oh no, yeah, the jungle hunter wasn't there to go get trophies and hunting Dutch and his squad. He was there to get Schwarzenegger's autism to combat global warming.
Did they actually say that? I don't remember
No,
that in the movie.
no, it's just that's the implication of like because they say like that's why the predators go down here to hunt, and then it's showed.
Autism.
Yeah,
Bro,
it
oh,
shows
God
them
damn it,
like
that is so much
showing.
worse. Jesus,
Yeah,
right. It explains Danny Glover's speech impediment.
So
it makes sense why he's going to LA. Oh man, there's so many like horrible jokes that like because I like the franchise I don't want to make, but they're easy to do.
we might have to go on like a mini arc, Max,
No,
where
we
you
don't
and me
have
just watch
to.
the Predator movies.
You don't have to. I don't want to now. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Damn
It's
it!
just like it's like all my
I
friends
said
are
it's
like
a dark
dying.
road, and you know where it leads.
Don't want to go down that road. Fuck you,
What's-
hybrids.
What's funny is like out of all of you, I'm like, yeah, I want to go down that road.
Of course
You
you
go.
do, because you want to weaponize the TISM.
You actually want to weaponize the TISM. You're no better than the Super Predator.
The funniest part.
It was literally called the Super Predator.
It was, yeah. It was called the Super Predator. It had the Predator OC suit.
Yeah, they took
do
that
not
shit
steal.
straight from the Bidens and the Clintons. Super
And then-
predators.
And then
God damn it.
the guy shooting himself in the fucking head.
That
That
shit
had to
in
be
his head was,
fucking.
like legit fucking stupid as fuck. I remember like because like I guess I was kind of enjoying the movie like as a passive fucking watcher because this is before it was a EFAPper, but like I just remember that part going like actually shocking me out of the theater. I was like, did he just shoot himself in the fucking head by accident?
And it happens so
Oh, do you-
fast, it becomes a blink and
They
you'll
made
miss it.
friends with the weird alien dog by lobotomizing it with a
Oh, yeah, 'cause he
Oh
shot
my
him in the
God,
fucking nail gun.
yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that movie is so fucking awful.
Don't touch
Jesus
my space
Christ, that
dog.
movie's bad. Don't touch me.
It's like the more
Oh.
you remember about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, it just gets worse.
Don't stop coming, then they don't stop coming, then they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Yeah, Predator. Like, so when did the franchise really start to go downhill because since it's been so
Probably
long.
it's just probably Predators.
The fuck? My fucking Echo just tried to answer a fucking question. It's like, what the fuck?
The Echo's got
Like,
some opinions on Predator movies.
I see. The thing is, like, we need to. I feel like we should at least rewatch Predators because I don't really remember it being possibly that bad. Like,
Yeah, I don't remember it being bad.
I remember it being okay. I don't remember it being like bad.
5 o'clock.
Fine, bitch, raping time.
I was going to say its dialogue is. I mean, it fits for the prisoner. For his character, that dialogue does fit, and it fits for the doctor of like, please keep him away from me. It's like as a movie, I'm not even sure. Like, it's been so long since I've seen it, I'm not even sure where I would just put it in the ranking. And it's not like Predator 1 where I have that shit fucking memorized and I've watched it so many times. It's like, yeah, it's definitely at number 1 of the whole series. Followed then by Predator 2.
I mean, in a lot of ways, Predator 2 did harm. We look back on it now and we're like, it's not as bad as everyone gave it, a hard time for. But back in its day, like, it got a lot of flack, and that's why there was so much time sequel.
Well, that's the weird thing, because like there are people that do say Predator 2 is just such a bad movie when it's like I look at it, it's like it doesn't seem that bad either. And people gave it a lot of shit, but people gave The Thing a lot of shit too.
This was back in the day when compare it to Predator 1. Yeah, it's a drop off. So you could see how people might see that and be like, ugh, like that's upsetting.
Also, was anybody mad that it was a black guy? Or was that
maybe.
And honestly, Danny Glover's also a weird pick because it's like, oh, he's supposed to be like this apex badass, and it's like, is he?
I guess I kind of just look at it as the same way I look at audiences that said The Thing was bad. I just kind of just go, they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like,
Yeah, but The Thing is a lot more clear cut in its quality, whereas
that's true.
You kind of have to interpret the quality a little bit more with like Predator 2.
Yeah, it definitely has the sequelitis problem. It is just more Predator stuff. It just happens to take place in a city instead of a jungle. Just like how Jurassic Park 2 was just, hey, let's just have more Jurassic Park, but then throw it in the city. Oh, literally the same. Yeah, it's literally the same fucking thing. Because Jurassic Park 2 was just, let's have more Jurassic Parktisms. You like the T-Rex, you like the Raptors, right? You like Jeff Goldblum's character.
Yeah, but
here you go.
I thought you were saying the city thing, because the city thing was only like a fucking...
No, it was only like the last act.
Yeah.
No, but it was a decent... Because didn't it go on for like a good like half an hour to 45 minutes, Slur, when we watched it? It goes on for a bit, doesn't it?
Like the T-Rex knocks over the bus, it drinks the water from the pool.
It kills the dog.
Kills the dog after
they go on the massive chase. It kills the lawyer guy. I might just be thinking of just runtime. Yeah, the lawyer guy gets in is trapped in the cage with the T-Rex and it eats him.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I see. Oh god, this is one of those times where, I fucking got really irritated watching a movie with Eli because he dismissed the entire like series, including the first one, just because of 2. He said they were all dumb dinosaur movies, and it's like, I'm sorry, Jurassic Park, at least the first one, is really fucking smart. Like, I'll admit the series turned into dumb dinosaur movies afterwards, but
he's like a brain-dead moron, and like it just might not be for everybody. We had this conversation yesterday about like Outer Wilds. Like some people just don't prefer things. Eli doesn't like dinosaurs, and he just doesn't like dinosaurs.
Outer Wilds is just a horrible game.
Yeah, it's Ninja's a terrible human being, but like that's just it's slings. Just preferences really. But
I guess, but
I mean,
I
like
guess like the
it's one of
problem
those
is
things
like
I kind of just don't like the
you can
guy,
have
so
you
it's
can
like I
have
don't care what he has to say.
well, the thing is like you can have preferences as much as you want, just don't just don't call fucking Jurassic Park 1 a dumb dinosaur movie because that's clearly what it is not.
I mean, it has some pretty dumb moments, but
I mean, yeah, it's got some moments like where it kind of fucks up. Like one of the very noticeable flaws is like the depth of the T-Rex fucking habitat. It's shown to be
Yeah.
ground level, and then suddenly it's a fucking mile long cliff.
Yeah. I hate to do this because I really did want to talk about the next thing, but I have to go take care of some adult stuff, so I'm actually gonna hop off.
All right.
So
Well,
Again,
if you guys are still going in like an hour or two, like I said, as soon as I get the car and get back, I don't know exactly how far away it is. My aunt's just picking me up and we're just going to the car.
no
So
problem. Well,
and by the time,
hopefully we'll still be talking, and then we'll be
yeah,
able to get your
should be-
input.
hopefully about an hour or so, should be back. But if not, love you guys. Y'all be safe and have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
All right, bye.
Gotta modify Discordisms. Okay, so after finish, like, did we finish the Alien arc before or after we watched Nobody? I think
it
we
was
watched
after.
Yeah, I think we watched Nobody. Then we've like either the next day or like a few hours later we watched Covenant. What's funny is Ninja and I had both like wanted to fucking watch this movie. It's just it kind of just for its release it kind of slipped under the radar. And then we saw it. We were just bored and we saw it on Prime. And we're like, yeah, we'll watch it. And this ended up like you showed up like pretty much at the last act, Slayer. But as we were watching it,
just for the very end, thinking
Yeah.
that Better Call Saul had gotten weirdly intense.
yeah, we were watching it like, and it's like, oh my god, this fucking movie was awesome through and through. We decided it's like, yeah, this is gonna be an episode. That's why we get like, I like messaged Max at the time. It was just like, dude, we're just we watched the movie all over again. This was
Actually,
like,
did you get anything out of seeing it like twice, almost back to back?
it kind of
Or was there anything
reinforced.
else?
It reinforced certain things, like it reinforced how well choreographed that bus fight was.
Yeah,
Because here's the thing, like I don't know about you guys, but I actually do pay attention to a lot of choreography. And when it comes to movie fight scenes, it's why it pisses me off so much that I missed the disappearing knife in Last Jedi, because of all fucking things, I should have noticed that.
I mean, the whole way that was edited and the reason that style of editing exists is to hide bad choreography.
Yeah, it's to
They
hide.
cut really fast. They never let you focus on anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But it's
just
like,
to let you know that fighting is happening.
yeah,
And
it's
that's it.
it's why I've said, like, if the three of us were put in charge of a movie, the first thing I'd volunteer is like, all right, you guys handle the writing. I'll make sure like the fight scenes are coherent. Not only can the audience understand it, but it also makes sense within the film. It makes sense within the story. Like, because literally, like, a pastime that I would do with my friends was we just look at movie fight scenes and talk about the choreography. And in fucking Nobody, during the bus scene, oh my god, I was fucking, like, it was just a good scene in general. More than just it was well choreographed. It was just a great scene.
Fucking tightly done. Everything made sense. You always knew exactly where everyone was relative to everyone else. Nobody does the bullshit of attacking one at a time when they didn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, you pointed that out, and I was just like, oh yeah, you're fucking right. They all pretty much always group up on him.
Yeah, it opens up with like one of the gangster dudes things like he's super cocky. He's like, yeah, all right, I'll take care of this fucking loser. He goes up, he takes a swing, and as soon as the other guys recognize like, oh damn, our friend is about to get his fucking teeth kicked in, they jump in. And one
Yeah.
of them immediately pulls out a knife, and it escalates immediately in a way that feels like everyone's responding to shit that's actually happening.
I do like the inciting incident of the movie, which is the fucking burglars coming in, because then we learn more about his character. Then when he's like sitting down in the little office with the radio, and he talks about just how he picked up every little detail. About how
Yeah.
like the gun had electrical tape on it, the chambers were completely fucking empty. Uh,
And yeah, the guy on the radio being like, "Yeah, so that's why you didn't do what I know you didn't do."
yeah,
It's like,
that's,
oh, all right. So this guy is like a secret badass. A
yeah,
little tropey, but okay. And then later on, it's revealed through like an army veteran recognizing one of his tattoos. Just immediately goes from like his tough guy persona, just stands up, is like, "Thank you for your service, sir." And then he just goes off and like the most secure door in movie history,
yeah.
just to get away from
lock,
the guy.
lock. um. Okay, so I'm sure it makes sense for him to be that age. It's just I was trying to do the math in my head. It's like, how long ago was Desert Storm that somebody could be that old from nowadays? Because Desert Storm was 90s, wasn't it? I'm literally looking it
know.
up right now.
That's a
Operation.
problem. I don't.
Are you operating under the assumption?
No, I know he could be
20?
that age because he could have been older when Operation Desert Storm did happen. I was just curious because I was like, wouldn't he be young? I mean, like it's the I don't know when dates were, so that's why I'm looking it up right now. Operation Desert Storm. 91. So yeah, he could have very much been that age, assuming like he was in his 30s by the time the operation happened.
It makes sense for the amount
Yep.
of training and expertise he would have needed before he went there.
Yep. Let's see. And just seeing like the life of that he's leading before this inciting incident, like how his son doesn't really doesn't really respect him because he thinks that he just cowered in the face of two burglars.
When like, and that's kind of like a nice thing because we get it from both perspectives. Because like to the kid, especially a fucking teenager, he thinks his dad acted like a coward. When we also have the other side of it, it's like, no, he didn't act like a coward. He chose not to fucking murder two people for the sake of some loose change.
Yeah, not to mention like they were just desperate. It's the argument of like I think it's the they're just trying to get money because they're poor, and unfortunately that result is crime, which shouldn't be. But and he realized like that I shouldn't use this as a way to as a excuse to fuck these people up.
Yeah. Especially because he is laying low. He's very specifically staying out of trouble. He's
Yeah.
avoiding trouble wherever he can.
We did kind of give this cop shit actually, because this cop's just like,
Oh yeah, the
like,
cop acted like an absolute cunt for no reason.
it's like I would have done that, and meanwhile this cop over here was just like, you did the right thing, because like there are some people that just think like, oh, they like his neighbor just goes, oh, I wish they had just come in here, I would have fucked him up, and it's just like,
because whenever someone finds out that you went through some shit like this, every man you know turns into a fucking action star.
Yeah. When it's just like, no, some people just call the fucking cops.
Well, no, it's also just like everyone thinks they're hot shit until they're in the shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So yeah, it's like, yeah, I wish you would have come to my house because I would have done this, and I would have fucking took out my gun and would have blam. It's like, no, motherfucker, you wouldn't. You would have pissed yourself and cried and begged them to just take your shit and go, because you're a normal fucking civilian.
Yeah, normally people have to get into a certain mindset to be able to kind of like most normal people who don't like own a gun or like willing to like defend their shit, like they're probably like they're not in the like the mindset. Meanwhile, the people who like with like say the convenience store clerk who then pulls out like a shotgun during a robbery, it's because he's defending himself most of the, like 100% of the time because it's being robbed, and the guy robbing it has probably intention to take his life.
Yeah, there's a reason any soldier goes through combat training.
Yes.
It's because that mindset doesn't come naturally.
Yeah,
Most of us, if we've lived a life where we're not in mortal danger, we don't respond to it well. We respond to it with fear because shit's fucking scary.
Yeah, it turns on our fight or flight response, and most people choose to flee when there's nothing wrong with calling the cops.
Unless they arrive and call you a pussy.
Well, that's just the weird thing of the cop just being a dickhead, because they're just like, oh, you didn't even bother trying to defend yourself? Well, you must be a pussy. And it's just like, no. Oh, the same goes for that, fast forward a little bit, the brother, like the stepbrother who, hangs out at that, is that a steel mill? I haven't quite figured out what that place is that he works at.
It's like a metal shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a workshop
Fabrication plant.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I thought
why
they were
there's all that
making, like,
stuff
airplanes.
there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's why when he goes all home alone, he's basically...
Yeah, he's just using what was already there. Oh, we get the setup for the car. The 0 to 60, and I'm about to find the fuck out. Which then later pays off with, as he's like choosing his like getaway car after he burns the house down, and then he just takes the guy's fucking car.
Yeah. Fucking boy racer over there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was a machine. It said something machine works.
See, between that car thing, the everyone he knows turns into fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger because like they think they would have done so much better in his shoes. This movie pokes fun at a lot of macho bullshit in a way that's really not cringe. It's actually quite endearing. And I like it.
And especially since at the end of the day, Hutch fucking puts these kinds of people in their fucking place, such as like with Charlie at the end of the film. When he buys the plant, and Charlie goes for like this really over fucking telegraphed swing, and then Hutch just nails him in the fucking gut. It's like because you don't need to be this guy's size to fucking be like an efficient killer like Hutch is. Also, fucking idiot. He's trying to prove like how much of a macho fucking
absolute terrible gun discipline.
Oh, and his fingers on the trigger.
Of course it is. He wants to feel like a big man.
Yeah, of course he is. So he disobeys a lot of the like core rules of gun safety. Do not point your weapon, even if it's not loaded, at something you do not intend to destroy. Jesus Christ. This does, however, set up a literal Chekhov's gun as he puts the pistol in the refrigerator in a second, which he then uses in the shootout. Like this is a how would you classify it? I almost wanted to say this is a very direct style of filmmaking with like everything is set up and then pays off like it's almost like you can see the through line, but it's done so well. Like he puts the gun. He puts the gun in the fridge. He then uses. Yeah, it's just competent filmmaking. It's just so. It's just with all the films that we have been watching and just that have been released, like cause and effect just seem to have flown out the fucking window. So to just see even the bare bones and it be done well, it's just fucking amazing. Oh, by the way, hi Michael Ironside. It's a lot of interesting. The cast of this movie is just very interesting. Because we've got the guy from Better Call Saul, which I never expected this guy to actually be an action movie star. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I could kind of see it, especially a role like this, where he's not super jacked. He's not like pulling, crazy stunts. He's just quite seriously getting things done. I could absolutely see him pulling shit like that off. Like, this is kind of the perfect movie for him.
Fair enough. So you'd say, like, if you threw him in Predator, you'd be like, he stands out like a sore thumb. Just him shooting
Depends
machine
on which
guns in
one.
the. Well, I was the first one, so just in the middle of the
Oh, and
jungle,
the first one,
fire.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He probably
going
would
to
be
that movie.
fine in Predator 2, but that's only because he'd probably look like a decent cop.
Yeah, if he was like a cop in the urban jungle, I could see him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if he has the autism to be of any interest to the
I mean, he memorized practically every detail, including like the fucking electrical tape, and that the gun was unloaded. He like pulled Archer levels of autism. In terms of like another part of the cast, like this is him talking about like details about the gun. We've already talked about that. The fucking grandfather, or just Hutch's dad, being played by Christopher Lloyd, that made me laugh so much because I know he's done other movies, but it's just like, that's just Doc Brown.
It was just kind of nice to see him in anything because that dude, he's old. Like,
Yeah.
he's been old since the fucking 80s. Like,
This man
he's
is
always
like
been old. The man is ancient. So the fact that he's
running around with
even getting
shotguns.
out and he's doing any movies at all, that's really nice to see.
Yes,
Good
it
for him.
is. You're right. Christopher Lloyd has just been a fucking old man since like 1985, where he got out of the DeLorean, and apparently, it's just, the man is like visibly turning into like the guy rapidly aging in Last Crusade. Like somebody pulled up a picture of like Christopher Lloyd now, and then it showed the guy who's like rapidly aging when it's just mainly his almost his skin is when he turns into basically the Crypt Keeper for a split second.
Now that's just not nice.
It's like, yeah, that's mean to Christopher Lloyd. Oh yeah, and then he gets pissed enough to he's like, I'm gonna fuck these people up because I need the kitty cat bracelet because you stole something of my daughter. Like the loose change, I don't give enough of a shit about that, but the kitty cat bracelet. Then he steals a fucking. And then he doesn't steal. He goes back to his dad and takes his FBI badge and his revolver. Then goes on a fucking manhunt. Oh yeah, and the stack of bills. I forgot about that. I will be right back. You guys talk about the movie.
Okay.
All
But I'm glad it
right.
just kind of got left playing in the background because we're getting to see how they play off each other as father and son. Which,
Yeah.
it's a weird relationship in this movie because you don't actually see a lot of them together. You mostly just get hints and then like a few lines when they're in the same room, and that's it. But from that, you kind of get the whole picture.
Yeah. They just kind of establish that they are a father and son, and they're fairly close, or at least they were at one point.
Well, I mean, you even from the little bits we do get, you can actually kind of build up a little bit of a picture as to what he was like as a dad. It's like because the first time he goes to his room at the retirement place, he kind of gives him the whole like, "Oh, you used to be a fighter," and that kind of ties into the whole "they used to be close" thing as well, because clearly the old guy, he saw action. He saw big action. So when he was raising his son, he probably raised him to be it's like really tough and to be a fighter, and then he was, and he joined the military himself. But then when he came out, it's like there's clearly a big rift there where Bob Odenkirk clearly has ideas on violence and being tough that just didn't gel with him anymore. And they kind of reconciled at the end when he just goes ham. It's like, yeah, no, this is who I always was. Fuck it. It's nice. I don't know if I count him as like a good dad in the movie because he has moments where he's a bit of a dick, but in kind of a cool way.
How so?
Well, mainly I mentioned where the after the robbery, he tells us like, "Oh, you used to be a fighter. You used to be like."
Yeah.
He kind of gives the whole, "I've kind of been disappointed in you for a while, and this kind of shit is why." He gives him that, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's fucking silly. It's more macho bullshit, but it's being lampshaded in a way that like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is not how normal people are. But then as the movie goes on and fucking Odenkirk goes into full annihilator mode,
Hold
it's
on.
like, oh, these aren't normal people.
Let me. I'll throw down the copyrightisms for just a second and play for the
This is
audience.
the scene I mentioned earlier.
All the fucking locks in the world. How locked is that door now?
It's a vault.
You just knock on it, and the guy you just hear all the other locks just undoing. It's like, God damn it. Yeah, he did not. He was expecting a bloodbath. He was not expecting the guys to immediately shit themselves and be like, "Yeah, this is the people who have that tattoo."
I mean, being intimidating. I think he was hoping for the result that he got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was looking to try and fuck people up.
Oh no, I was talking about the veteran. Like when he's like locking himself in that vault, he's like, "Oh no, there's gonna be a bloodbath." He was not expecting these guys to shit themselves and tell him like who has the tattoo. Well, it's a smart move. So he gets like also showing how sympathetic he actually is when he gets to the house and he's like fucking up the guy. He hears the crying. Here's the crying, and we see like the baby is like on an oxygen mask. Like their situation is more desperate than he originally thought. Like, and then he just leaves. He's like, fuck. But he was so pumped up, full of adrenaline, that's when he just starts hitting the wall. Like almost practically every minute is just this. Like, it's a very simple story, but it is doing such a good job of getting us to sympathize with his character.
Now is where all that frustration pays off because he's there.
Yes.
He feels like absolute shit. He had all this built-up rage, nowhere to put it, and we've gotten all of our hints before now that he was not always this guy. He was not always normal. And now it's like he gets the lines like, when God closes a window, he opens a door. Please, God, open that door.
And he's just like, like, if I didn't have to worry about copyright systems, my God, I would show this entire, like I'd throw down the filter and just show everything in this entire fight because I love this fight so fucking much. It's like, they were gonna try to, like, they're not only being like drunk assholes, they were clearly going to do something to that girl.
Well, I mean, in this kind of movie, pretty much always. I think it's a little cheesy. It's a little overdone. This is like throwing rape in, but it's one of those things where as soon as it comes up, everybody immediately gets on the same page as to just how much these guys need broken bottles to the face.
Yes. And everybody who's like, And everybody kind of responds the way they do. When she's given that opening to get the fuck out, that's what she does. That's same with this guy. And same with the bus driver. In fact, he's just like... In fact, Hutch, like, fucking... pushing the bus driver out of the fucking thing, unloading the revolver. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you
her
up.
gun away. Or not her gun, her phone. Taking her phone away.
Yeah, I was going to say, she didn't have a gun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's just fucking smiling because he's just like, oh, you fuckers. You don't know what you...
So, yeah,
what...
I needed this.
And it just takes its time to kind of just relish in that. Like, you think... Like, you see, like, the kind of the fear in her eyes, and as she looks at him, just like, don't leave. Everybody's responding the way they should in this scenario. Or they would in this scenario, not they should. Everything makes sense, and I'm just gonna fast forward. It's like, what are you still doing here, old man? He just takes out the gun, and he just unloads it. Oh. They all laugh at him, too.
Of course they do.
Yeah, you look at this guy.
Guy clearly must be fucking insane.
And like, of all the bullshit we've been seeing with a lot of fight scenes as well, like, I don't know what your guys' default to, like, super bad action scenes. I default to Seagal, because Seagal never gets fucking hit in any of his fight scenes. Yet this guy is getting fucking injured during this fucking fight. Like, he just got stabbed, and like it is a consequence. Like, with every hit he takes, like, he is getting more bloodied.
Yeah. And he actually finds it harder to move. You'll see.
Yeah.
It's like later on, after he gets like a stab to the side, or this one where he gets like thrown onto his back and winded, he actually stiffens up. He finds it harder to move around.
Yeah, and also like with the thing of the seat broke. Like everything kind of just makes sense even from that, because in a lot of other bad movies, these fight scenes are almost too clean. Like, the bad guy, like, as much as John Wick is a badass, for the most part, especially in John Wick 1, like, during, like, the house invasion scene, he doesn't get hit. And it's just, like, all super precise and shit. Meanwhile, this guy is, like, the former Wetworks guy, and he's just fucking
scene.
Oh, yeah, fucking slamming his head, stop requested.
Yeah, John Wick, the first one, isn't bad because that, much like the fight scenes look fucking exhausting to the people in them, which helps to sell them a lot more.
And the reason I was specifically pointing at the home invasion is like, oh, but in the bar scene, John does actually get hit as well. Like, he gets fucking stabbed and then thrown off, like, the second floor balcony. He does get fucking hurt. In fact, if I remember correctly, in John Wick 1, that puts him out of commission for a good chunk of the movie. And also, you think he's just, like, limping away. It's like, oh no, I'm getting back in there, just hold on. And then he goes right back in. Everybody's just panting like, alright, round 2, motherfuckers. Trying to think of what else about this, like, other than just talking about the fight scenes. What else would you guys compliment about Nobody?
I mean, a few of the main things we've already mentioned. It's just really tight in terms of setup and payoff. The story's very straightforward, so it doesn't contradict itself. It's not complicated. In fact, it's actually a very short movie.
Yes, it's 90
90
minutes it's 90 minutes of pure fucking fun, and it makes
there's
sense.
Like zero fat on this thing.
Yeah, and I think
now, it's pretty basic and tropey in a lot of ways. Like, it's kind of a middle-aged man power fantasy action movie, but it's a really fucking good one.
Yeah, it may be a simple movie, but it's doing that simplicity so well. and depending on what you've been watching recently, that's kind of just what you fucking want. Like, that's at least what I wanted. Like, I don't care if it's, like, generic and like, tropey. If it's just done well, I'm like, yeah, I would much prefer that. Oh, by the way, yeah, tracheotomy with a fucking drinking straw.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that was fucking brutal.
we made, like, I made the joke both times when I watched it with Just Ninja, and then when it was all four of us, I made the Archer joke. Emergency tracheotomy with a drinking straw. Except it wasn't disinfected, like, by being in a bunch of hairy navels.
No. And then, yeah, we find out later that kid, his brother of, like, a big Russian mafia guy, is like, he's fucked for life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he'll never walk again or some shit like that. So he got fucked up.
Also, you could see it in VLC. That's when I paused, and I had to pause the recording, because I was just like, dude, this fucking film. We find out that the wife, she's kind of used to seeing, like, I don't know how used she is to seeing him all fucked up, because she clearly doesn't understand what caused it, but she's willing to patch him up. Like,
Yeah, this is clearly
as if this
happened
wasn't
before.
Yeah, but she doesn't understand why.
Yeah, she probably thinks he's in some kind of like Fight Club or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy, like, despite, like, seeing those, seeing him fuck up the busload of Russian gangsters, we do see, his more vulnerable side, when he's talking to his wife. We haven't even shared the bed, really, in years, because they have the little pillow divider. Which, I don't know if that's there for noise, but regardless if it is, like, that kind of sucks. Mainly because that's gonna kind of fuck with you mentally. Because you're literally putting a divider between you and your loved one.
Yeah, and more the showing some kind of vulnerability side. It's showing that, like, not just that the marriage isn't going great, but, like, he's actively trying to do something about it. He does care
Yes.
about maintaining the relationship, which is a good bit more than you get from a lot of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Where they'll just say, is like, oh, the wife is like a frigid bitch who doesn't even fuck him anymore. Man, fuck that hoe.
Yeah, and then
It's
new
and then
girl.
he gets like some new girl who's like half his fucking age, and it gets all weird. It's like, no, come on.
And
Be
by
sensible. You're nearly fucking 50.
And by the end of the movie, she's just embraced it, and it's like, does this house have a basement?
Yeah, she's a lot more. I think she just gets it more once that shit made its way to the house.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of...
clearly she was already kind of ride or die anyway, because she stuck around through this.
Yes. There's just, like, regardless of the ride or die, there's just kind of been a bit of an emotional gap as of late. But now it's starting to... Now the gap's starting to close when, right after patching him up, and after he kind of talks about that, she immediately pulls away the barrier. Just the smallest gesture. It's really nice. Let's see. What did you guys think of the Russian guy that like gets on stage and like he both within 10 minutes shows how tough he is, but then also like gets on stage and is like clearly trying to be like a showman?
Well, I think it's not so much the showman, it's how much he owns this place. It's a very much a boss move. He gets up on stage, he sings with the singer because it's his fucking stage.
Right.
And it's his club. So if you're there, you're clapping. It doesn't matter if he's good. It doesn't matter if he can sing. It doesn't even matter if he's entertaining.
Right.
You're in his house. You applaud.
Mm-hmm. And then it was shown later what he was singing. I think it was Sinatra. Yeah, people like you clap when he shows up.
And also, that's kind of like a shout out to like old gangster movies and shit like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
in those, like the owner of the restaurant or wherever it was that was the meeting place, they would get up on stage, they would sing a song, and same thing. People would clap because they're the one in charge. They're the big man.
Mm-hmm.
Not that like the normal customers are intimidated or anything. They just treat him like a minor celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the owner of the club, you know?
Oh yeah, they make the joke of like the Black Russian.
Because of course they do.
Yeah.
I bet he hasn't heard that one before.
It's like when Tyrion talked about all the dwarf jokes he's heard. It's like everybody thinks that they're the first one to make that joke. Oh yeah, and you actually do see that that thing you were talking about, because the guy goes immediately to that person who didn't clap and kind of gave him like the side eye, and then just murks the ever loving shit out of him. Like he breaks the.
Well, yeah, he killed a random person. Now, not just like a random person in the crowd. This isn't a customer.
Right.
Like
It's
this
one
is
of.
clearly the deck reserved for other mafiosos.
Yes, and it turns out he had a 3% share in the Obshank, which we later learn is like the life savings for the Russian mob. I cannot tell if he has eyebrows or not, or if he's just got the Matt Smith thing where they're just so light it looks like they're not there.
Yeah, I think they're just really pale.
Fair enough.
It does make him look kind of unnerving now that you mention it. It adds to his whole thing.
This guy's weird. Doesn't have eyebrows.
I mean, he is kind of weird looking.
Let's see. Then he goes to the hospital, and you find out that the guy that he did the tracheotomy to was this boss's little brother. And something we kind of chuckled at was he just grabs this chair. We're like, what the fuck is he gonna do to this? And he goes to like the room of like his friends, and then just chucks it.
Just fucking yeets it at him.
we had to stop to chuckle for a fucking minute, because yeah, he just fucking just yeets the fucking chair.
It's just the timing of it. It's like, it's quite somber. It's quite serious. He's going into a hospital room and he pulls up a chair, and then it just cuts to the guy in the bed and the chair coming in from off screen.
Yeah. Also, in terms of the brutality of the original fight scene, you really fucked up that guy's teeth. Actually, like you can see with each consecutive strike, you could see the teeth leaving his mouth. It's like, ooh. It's something that normally, like when somebody gets like really punched in the jaw, they just do like the little spit, like they're just like, "Puh," like, and that's just all the damage they've basically taken. When it's just like, no, if you get hit,
like, mouth wash with some fake blood so that their mouth looks all bloody, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Or in the case of something like no other movies are popping in my mind, but I was about to say The Matrix, when Neo gets knocked back and just the super mouthful of blood goes instead of the instead of the spit. Oh yeah, and I love how have you ever seen The Equalizer?
Yeah.
Remember after he fucks up the bar of Russian dudes, and it's like the first night of sleep he gets in quite a while, because it's shown throughout like the beginning that he's an insomniac. I kind of like that how after he fucked up the dudes on the bus, he's like, as he's jogging, he's just actually really happy. He's like, yeah, this felt good. I didn't recognize the actor for the phone/radio guy when he showed up at the end. Max,
How fucking dare you?
Who was
you don't
it?
recognize the RZA?
Should I? Fucking what?
The man with the iron fists.
Oh, okay. It's been so long since I've seen it.
He's also like a really famous rapper. He's been around for quite a while.
Oh, that would explain why, because I don't listen to rap music.
Racist.
It's not nothing. There's nothing to do with race. I'm just not a fan of the. I just don't listen to Eminem either, and he's white. I just don't listen to that stuff.
How dare you not get the Archer reference?
It's been quite a while. I don't know if you guys recognized the guy for the barber, but that's the guy from the Resident Evil movie, and also Alien vs. Predator, the guy that helped out Wayland, and also
I was
played.
gonna say he's very familiar, but I wasn't able to actually place him to him.
He was also the guy that would talk to. He was the guy who played Charles in the Brosnan 007 films. He was the guy
Almost
that
like he's a famous actor and he's been in movies before.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's a famous actor, but he's kind of only played side characters, which is there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like that guy who plays Slughorn. Most people don't know the name of that actor. You see, he's always played side characters. Let's see. They talk about the Obshank, and also this guy's trying to find out more about Hutch, and has to go through the guy at the Pentagon who blackmails a bunch of BDSM shit. It's like, hey, this will be released to your family. Now get me information on this guy.
It's like, dude, why would you even have these pictures taken in the first place?
Oh, yeah.
And why does that keep happening? So anyone in those kinds of positions knows that blackmail is a thing.
Yeah, if you work at the Pentagon,
it's a very prevalent thing that happens a lot because there's a lot of people who want access to the information they have access to.
Mm-hmm.
So surely you'd just kind of have to have countermeasures for that kind of shit. Or at least like the FBI or CIA should have countermeasures for that kind of shit.
Yeah. And then the second that she finds out, she's like, I'm out. She does the correct response. It's like, oh.
Just the pictures of the sheer number of bodies he's racked up. It's like, yeah, no. I don't need the money. You can deal with this on your own. And there's his thoroughly underwhelming lasagna.
I'd still eat that.
Oh yeah, it looks edible, sure. But he was talking that shit up. He was like making out like he was gonna cook some gourmet shit.
Well,
it could just be that, and it looked.
Well, hold on, it might be
not nearly saucy enough. The layers aren't distinct enough.
Well, yeah, possibly. It might just be an ingredients thing. Like, it's now built enough of a complete image that it tastes fantastic. Its presentation is lacking, but I understand we eat with our eyes as well, but
is this the hill that you're gonna die on when you're like the gourmet snob of the group?
No, I'm not the gourmet snob. I actually, at the end of the day...
How are you not? Out of our little group here, how are you not the gourmet snob?
I'm not the gourmet snob. I just actually cook my fucking food. I don't eat, like, fucking instant plastic shit. And I don't also order out a lot. This is...
By definition, that would make you that... Yeah. Like, I don't see how that doesn't... You're making my point for me.
I don't... Well, just because I do that does not mean gourmet. That... Or at the very least, it's not in the same way that sounds snobby. I just cook my... I would... It's just weird, the way you said that.
On yourself.
I don't know. I'd still eat that lasagna because at the end of the day, it looks like a nice fucking lasagna.
Like I said, it looks perfectly edible. It just doesn't look like a particularly good lasagna.
I guess
which is what he made it out to be. That was the entirety of my point.
Well, the end of the day, I was actually going to say it's like as much as I like to cook, I actually just do not give a shit about presentation. That's why I was saying, like, oh yeah, what matters is how it tastes. And then I was gonna make the argument of, like, we eat with our eyes, but I honestly don't give enough of a shit about that. I just throw my food onto the plate and let the flavor speak for itself. That is why I say I'm not a snob. I'm like, fuck
Depending
that.
on what it is, I might like just try to plate it properly. You know, it's like if it's something with sauce like a curry or a pasta or something else like that, I'll try to make sure I keep most of the rim of the bowl clean just so it looks like I've made it nice.
It,
Yeah,
I
little effort in.
I
don't know.
guess
It's not a huge thing. It's not like some fucking bourgeois twat shite where I'm trying to like have these square plates with like 3 asparagus and a single piece of ham arranged in the shape of a dick for your, like, your
The mo-
viewing pleasure before you eat. I think that's a lot of wank, but there is something to be said for just making your food in a way that looks like it's as nice as you have made it.
Fair enough. I
Like
guess
if you go through all the effort of making like this absolutely brilliant food, it's like if you make a lasagna and you've made it loads of times, you know the recipe really well, you know how to get those flavors just right. Why would you not just put a little bit of effort into making it look nice? You know, because it's satisfying. You
I
pull that out of the oven, it's fucking satisfying to look at.
Fair enough. That's just a thing I just don't do. The most I'll ever do is like, I don't want to say like a triangle plating, but it's just like the main thing and then the two sides are right next to each other in the way that it would look like a triangle, but that's about it. That's just normal plating, actually. Of your
The
meat
things
and your two
certainly are
sides.
on the plate.
Yes. I was actually gonna make a point about another thing about Hutch getting hurt. Is at the end of the day, he fucked a lot of guys up, but he technically still lost that fight when he got tased. Like, our guy is not just winning every single fight he comes across.
Oh yeah, and
He
he
got-
killed himself into a pickle.
Yeah. The car is now moving. How am I going to fix this? And then he does it the best way he can. Flood the entire cabin with the fire extinguisher. It's like, oh, fair enough. Let's see. Oh, anytime he's trying to explain his story, I've always kind of enjoyed how everything he tries to explain, the person's always just ends up fucking dying either halfway through. He's talking and then he just realizes and just stops. Like how he tells the Black Russian how he's like, I used to work for a lot of those three-lettered agencies, and then I stopped, and then the guy's just dead. He's like, fuck.
Well, if you think about it, it's probably not the kind of story he gets to tell a lot.
Yes, I enjoy that, actually.
Well, you got that again as well later on when he's
Yes.
like telling the story of why he's living the way he is to the people who are either dead or dying and who are about to be burned in the house.
Yeah, and yeah, at the end of the day, he's just telling his story. He doesn't care if they're even listening by that point.
Yeah. Therapy with the dead.
Yep. I enjoy it quite a lot. We got so he's running home. He tells his dad, like, hey, shit happened. Oh, right, he's about to go get his family out of the safe house, and yeah, as you can see on screen, there's just all the fucking bodies. It's like, I should probably, he doesn't clean up the bodies, but he at least cleans himself up. He takes a shower, puts on different clothes. He gets the family out. Oh, we see like his stash of gold underneath the pinball machine.
It's very John Wick. The stash
Yes.
of gold. Like before that, what you got in a lot of like spy movies and action movies and stuff was just this duffel bag of like a shit ton of money in a bunch of different currencies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I remember that just being the thing you always saw, and now I think for a while it's going to be gold.
I mean, depending on who you ask, like since currencies are currently going down, like there's a reason why like things like acre gold exist, like the U.S. dollar decreasing in value.
Well, the reason over the last few years you've seen so many things trying to buy up everybody's gold is because the gold standard dipped.
Right.
It's because the idea of the gold standard is getting outdated, and a lot of people are betting a lot of money that as the economy gets worse and actual currencies go down, that the gold standard is going to be artificially inflated back in place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole racket going on there.
Right.
That's why, like, I think it was more so like a few years ago where every town had like 2 or 3 different shops, cash for gold or some shit like that. You saw them fucking everywhere. So yeah, there's some conglomerate out there with a stockpile.
Mm-hmm. I do like how in the middle of telling this story, he like his perfect memory kind of hitches for a second. It's like a Walther PPK. No, wait, no, it was a suppressed H and K, and it's just like, oh, that I liked that. It's like, oh, he has little fuck ups, and then when you see the story of like how the guy changed completely, like you know, he had a family and stuff, and he's like, I've never been more jealous in my fucking life. Yeah, that motherfucker.
He has the perfect voice for delivering that kind of line.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. It's like the way he talks, the way it comes across is a little bit strained. It's like, it just works.
Yeah, that's like this was this movie just feels like everything just lined up perfectly. It's like everybody gave enough of a shit that it's like we have this like really stereotypical like Taken, John Wick, like we had like all those stereotypical films, but it's just so well done that's just like, yeah, it works. And that's why I like it. That's why a lot of which is the whole reason we kind of made this an episode was because or why we're talking about it is because it doesn't seem like ever anyone else is talking about it. Like it kind of came and went like a month ago. It's like, this is something our crowd, I feel like, would actually really fucking love.
I think if you give it a while, this is going to become a bit of a cult classic.
Yes.
It's like, it's not going to make huge numbers, and not a lot of people are going to be talking about it, but it's going to be talked about very fondly.
Yes, and I do not want there to be sequels. Do not.
No.
Because in all honesty, that's kind of what made John Wick and Taken kind of shit.
It's because they want to turn anything that's good into a franchise rather than just letting a good movie be a good movie.
I did not know that records were made of plastic. I did not know vinyl was a type of plastic.
Yeah.
What do you think vinyl siding is?
I just never gave it much thought. When I thought vinyl, I always thought like some type of ceramic. That's why when you see records break, they just completely shatter. I just never thought about it.
In fact, when you know PVC, like industrial plastic, yeah, that stands for polyvinyl chloride. That's what it's made of, and that's why they're called vinyls.
All right, fair enough. I just never thought about it. Like records were just one of those things. I guess that I'm just showing my age yet again, since vinyls are just kind of now reappearing in like Walmarts and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, why is this here? And then we found like a box of just vinyls next to the dumpster, and things like Bruce Springsteen and some Swings sets. We took it to like a record person, and they were just like, yeah, all this is fucking useless. And then that's when I found out that's like, oh, the plastic's all warped and stuff, and I was like, in my head I just went, it's made of plastic?
I mean, this is something that can actually be forgiven because the word vinyl never gets used in chemistry anymore. Vinyl is like a very archaic way of saying ethylene.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll hear ethylene in like polyethylene in terms of like different kinds of plastic. But ethylene is vinyl. It's just a much older word for it. So when records were being made a thing, that would have been the term. And they got called that because that's what they were made of. But nowadays, the word vinyl only refers to records.
Right.
So people don't make the same connection.
Huh. The more
Right.
you know. Do, do,
Indeed.
do, do. Oh, and then there's just the fucking moment where even Christopher Lloyd's a fucking badass. Just
Oh, yeah, the
jamming,
shotgun under the blanket.
even just jamming his pinky to stop the fucking hammer. Like, it beats the alternative, but man, that's gotta fucking hurt.
I mean, at his age, you probably can't feel it anyway.
Fair enough. And he's just holding that guy. It's like, don't see him, don't see him. It's like, shush, shush. So he just had his guts fucking blown out. From his perspective, would he have seen the other guy, though? The nurse saying, oh wait, no, he put the other guy behind the couch. Never mind. He moved rather fast.
Which
on
does
that.
mean that he moved very, very quickly. I'll
Yes.
say that. He would have had to move very fucking fast, but like, he's clearly got the strength for it when he wants to push himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna be back in a second.
No problem. And here's the payoff for the fucking brother just instantly just punching him in the stomach and then saying, I don't give a shit about what you do. And then Michael Ironside's like, you could just have the fucking place. What was your favorite payoff of this movie, Ninja?
But I don't know when it ended, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else really to chat about?
Not really. That's pretty much covered everything.
All right, then. Other than our strong recommendation, you see this fucking film. You'll fucking see why it's this fucking awesome. Well, with that, everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will be back next week. Goodbye.